Good morning. It's early, yes. Or actually, it's late night. Insomniacs are gonna watch some racing. How about that? So, anyway, I started watching Hickory's history from the very beginning. If we recap what we watched yesterday, it would be from 1966. They repaved, well, they for the first time paved Hickory. 25 years later, in 91, they paved Hickory again, and it was awesome. 92, though, spring of 92, it started ripping up. So this stream here, we had just finished 92, second year. It looks like the track is finally cured. What I'm doing, oh, okay. What I'm doing is refreshing something because I wasn't able to see chat and stuff. Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. Everything looks live. But we ended yesterday's stream with 1992, the second race. My dad's car is this car. It won the championship. This is a little 1-minute recap. And then we'll go into the next race in chronological order, which would be Mountain Dew 500. There's only one choice in both of them, 93, 93, Mountain Dew. Oh no, there's two choices. Let's see, the Pantry 500, there's two of them. Whichever one has the least ads or the best quality will play. So let me see, we've got Pantry, Mountain Dew. We've only got one choice for the Mountain Dew, so never mind. We'll just do that. Okay, we'll let it run. We'll see how far we'll get. We're mainly looking at, do we pave, do we repave, don't we repave at the Hickory Motor Speedway, and it's got good grip right now, but lots of bumps. So maybe there's other things that can be done. But yeah. Oh, this says Nemechek Fan 87. Kind of cool. Wow. How long ago was? 10 years ago. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Let's play this. It was a wild race. This is a recap. Look at the pavement now. This is 1 year after paving. 1.5 years. They had one bad cycle in the spring. There's Dad. John. Joe. Andrea. Tell you what, Dad's got one of them in his cabinet. It's pretty freaking cool. Wow, Joe got a cool one with the eagle. So that was a recap of 92. Now we're going to jump into 93, new race. It's a little skippy coming in. That's weird. That is very, very strange. Now these commercials will jump in now and then. We'll try to be on top of it. Let's go.
And Jarrett. Today, another hometown hero returns to
We're in 93 now, 2 years after repave.
Years ago, as did my dad, my brother Glenn, Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Isaac, a lot of people. It's good to be back here and looking forward to the race.
Dad'll be racing with the Dentine car. Joe Nemechek again.
It belongs to the stars of the Busch Grand National Series. And to beat them today, Dale Jarrett and the other Winston Cup drivers have their work cut out for them. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hickory, North Carolina. I'm Mike Joy alongside Neil Bonnet. It's a bad hair day at Hickory. The wind is really wreaking havoc with this beautiful day of sunshine. This place, Hickory, long been known as a great short track, and the Busch Grand National drivers hope to retake control of their series from the Winston Cuppers that have been winning all but the one race so far, Neil.
Mike, that's kind of unique. Usually we see the Busch guys in the last few years able to handle these Winston Cup guys. As you say, they've won one race this year, but now they're back at this short track. Hopefully we can see the Busch guys step up the pace. This is their background. The Busch guys run here all the time. Winston Cup don't even race on this size track, so hopefully the Busch guys will be back on top again.
Well, that theory worked fine until about an hour ago when a Winston Cup regular put his car on the pole. Let's meet him with Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, Ernie Irvan doesn't run too awfully many of these NASCAR short track races. He brought a car here that he said was very good during the race, but it didn't really qualify that well. Were you surprised when you set this thing on the pole, Ernie?
Well, I kind of was. You know, this car usually races really good, but usually doesn't qualify all that great. And, you know, it's a racetrack we haven't been at a lot. And kind of working on just making it real fast for the race and see if we can get it to finish the race.
Well, you've got a hard charging style. Is that what it's going to take to stay out front here in Hickory all day?
Well, you know, these Busch guys run awful hard, and, you know, it's just going to take one of those deals to get out there and run in the top 5 or 6 all day and just stay out of trouble with this Kodakstone Chevrolet.
Well, best of luck to you, Mike. Keep your eye on this yellow number 4.
Thanks, Glenn. Neil, they had a lot of rain here last night. It kind of greened up the racetrack. Hickory's long been known as a beat and bang and bump and run kind of racetrack, and it should be a pretty good equalizer between the Busch and the Winston Cup drivers here today.
Mike, anytime we come to this racetrack, even the car that wins the race is pretty well used up. In these tight confines of this track, you're going to see a little pushing and shoving. It's just that breed of racing and that type, and I think that's what makes the Busch Series so strong, door to door and rough and shove, and we're going to see some of that today.
And it's even up on the front row. Ernie Irvan, a Winston Cup regular and a former Busch champion, right alongside. Here's Glenn.
Well, Chuck Bound is a past winner here at Hickory. He knows his way around this place. I can't think of many people in the field that have more short track experience than you do, Chuck. Been a long time since you've seen Victory Lane. Is today the day?
Well, I certainly hope it is, Glenn. I don't know. 300 laps here is a long ways, and a little bit of luck can go a long way. My car's running good. I'm excited about the race. We're going to get everything we have, but, you know, you just got to have a little bit of luck. Mainly just don't have any bad luck. That's the key.
What about this yellow number 4? You got something for him?
He's going to be tough. I followed that car a couple of times last year. That particular race car is pretty strong.
Chuck Bound's pretty strong on the short tracks, too.
Let's take a look at what's happened the last couple of weeks in the Busch Series with a Haviland update.
2 weeks ago, Robert Presley took the checkered flag at Darlington, winning the Mark III Vans 200 and over $20,000. Last week, Mike Waltrip won $12,000.
1993, for reference.
Victory Lane, she accepted. In his bid to become the first repeat series champion since 1987, Joe Nemechek finished 22nd at Darlington and 5th at Bristol. Rookie of the Year contender Hermie Sadler in number 25 had his best finish at Bristol, winding up 6th and widening his rookie lead on Roy Payne and moving up into 6th overall in the Busch Series points. Here's the top 5. David Green leads by 40. Robert Presley 14 points ahead of Joe Nemechek in 3rd. He has 7 on Steve Grissom, who's 52 points ahead of Terry Labonte. This has been a difficult week in racing. Wednesday, Alan Kulwicki was laid to rest in his hometown of Greenfield, Wisconsin. And Thursday, a memorial service was
Hey, RK, what's up?
Father Dale Gruba did the service and did a great job in eulogizing
I'm
Alan
kind
as
of doing a
champion and as the
Hickory
person.
retrospect to see how the pavement,
Great
you know, hangs in there. And so there's going to be occasionally things like this. It's like he had a plane crash I'm doing okay.
Exclusive coverage of the Mountain Dew 400 on the National
A little
Network.
insomnia. I went to bed early last night.
Mountain Dew. Get vertical
But I
with
live
Mountain Dew.
less than an hour from this track, and I know there's lots of talk lately about whether they should or should not repave, and the drivers don't want them to, but it's getting awfully bumpy. And they went through some repave issues with this. It was repaved, well, paved for the first time in '66. 25 years later, in spring of '91. Spring of '91 or fall of '91, they repaved it and they loved it. And then the spring of '92, it was coming up, like pilling up and just shredding rocks. And then now, the last race in '92, it was okay, and now this is like year number 2 on the surface. So, just curious. I'm up early. Yeah, I went to bed about 8:30, I think. I'll have to look on my Fitbit. Haven't looked yet. But I've been thinking about this. I'm just curious about if they paved it one more time since we paved it in '91. Dad's with the Dentine car. Now, I don't think I was at this track because I still lived in Massachusetts.
In her Chevrolet from Iowa, and Jim Bound from Oregon and Ronan. In the 10th row, Bobby Hamilton.
93, we had the blizzard of 93, and in 94 I moved south.
Driver regular to win this year so far, and rookie Jason Keller. Joe Bessie from Maine and Steve Grissom out of Alabama. Virginia's Ward Burton starts 25th. Tommy Sigmund is 26th.
I did like the 1966 to 92 yesterday, and then I had to go and like do family, well, go shopping and groceries and feed the son. And he cooks, but he made awesome burgers.
As they roll out, this is the 3rd mile oval, .363 exactly, measured 15 feet in from the outside retaining wall.
All right, so this track,
12-degree bank in 3 and 4. The straightaways are banked as well. That helped drain some of the water this morning.
I used to know all the .363s or whatever size they were, because you had to program them in your stopwatch back in the day when they didn't have transponders and race monitor.
It's just 0.2 of a second from pole to the rear of this thing, so it's going to be a tight field.
Oh, chicken and bacon fajitas. I betcha. Yummy. No joke. We have bacon. Maybe we'll do something with that today. I think I'm going to cook some bacon and cabbage and potatoes all together. Just because maybe I want something hearty. I think the weather's going to get cooler. We just had storms go through in North Carolina mountains. Does the sound too loud or everything all right? I know I'm talking quieter.
Well, he's got a bad habit of doing that when he brings
I think it's okay. I think, yeah.
Cars run good from the pole to the rear is 0.2 of a second.
Let me check my OPS.
We've got Presley even way back in the back. A little slip on this track this size, you're way back in the
Okay,
field.
I'm going to talk like that. I talk over the background stuff might be a little quiet. I might need to get that up a bit. Just a smidge.
Kenny Gregg from Hickory had to go home.
It's a little better.
So did Roy Payne, the rookie driver from Texas. Robert Huffman from Claremont, California, didn't make the field. Nor did the IMSA driver Tom Hessert. Eddie Gritson from Darlington.
Wait a minute, Robert Huffman's not from Claremont, California. He's from Claremont, North Carolina.
Alan Russell from Charlotte.
All right, maybe I did turn that up just a little bit. That's better. I think that's balanced.
And Troy Beebe all went home.
Like the days of just coming to a Busch
Gee
race
whiz.
and saying, hey, I'm going to get in the race. Those days are over. You better bring a really strong car just to make the field.
Robert's a local boy. That's awful that he didn't make it. He was in the race the year before and did really well. But now we got Irvin. We've got a lot of Cup guys now taking a lot of spots.
And in a moment you'll see why. What a barn burner fender banger we had here last November to decide the Busch Championship. This is traditionally the last race on the tour in November, and we're getting set for a start. Ernie Irvin in yellow in the Kodak Oldsmobile shifts a gear. Chuck Bound comes right with him in the Pontiac. Irvin will lead out of turn 2, and Bound drops in line.
Kind of rough. I'm going to skip ahead because the clarity is rough.
We see Mark Martin hung on the outside. Early in this race, that inside line is going to be the place to be. We'll see Mark try to get over on the inside lane. There we are. Mark's car seems to cut over as quick as he can behind that car, but he's still hung out just a little bit.
Neil, what's that feel like the first couple of times you slide into the corner on cold tires?
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, I was looking at the OBS. It looked like it was pretty good balance.
Irvin the leader, Bound in second, Mike Wallace, Jack Sprague, Mark Martin, and then the DeWalt Tools car for Bobby Dotternick, yellow car.
I'm wondering if any of my family beside Dad and Mom are here. Mom might not be there. I'm trying to think, did he live in Florida still and was he commuting, or did he move to North Carolina by then? 93.
Is he going to give me some room, or have I got to make room?
Now just behind that group, there's Dotter. Ricky Craven is there. Butch Miller has the inside.
No, he was still in Florida, you know that? He was renting an apartment out in Mooresville. I remember that because I made a trip to Florida in 94 after the blizzard of 93. I decided to move within that year. And I think in 94 I moved to Florida. My parents might have been in North Carolina. I moved to Florida, though. My sisters were in Florida. Moved there for 10 months and came up to North Carolina.
99, bump him up off the corner. He broke the car loose enough to get up under him.
Craven gets the spot. Here comes Butch Miller. Can Dotter get back in line? He's the 7th place car now, and he does hold off Butch Miller for the moment.
94, I moved to Florida. 95, I moved to North Carolina. My parents, in the meantime, I think were in Florida and then moved to North Carolina, and then we moved to North Carolina. And then they moved to Florida again, and I moved to Florida again twice. Now I'm back in North Carolina because this is home to me. Even though I was born in Massachusetts, this has always been the place I felt was home.
I think this is the case we saw. Martin hung outside. Now that he got on the inside,
I love being in the heart of the grassroots racing.
on that inside lane for a while.
Grew up in modifieds. I much prefer this style racing to Cup or Busch. Even though this is Busch, you know, don't get me wrong, but I love when the modifieds and the late models run Hickory. The last time I was at Hickory for a race was I wanted to say 2000. I'm going to say more like 1998 or 9. Dad was with the Fedewa car, so it must have been 98, which is this era I'm covering right now in my other videos is 98. But I wanted to jump off and just do a little Hickory since I moved back to North Carolina this month. I was a little nostalgic.
Surprised I got it straightened out.
That's true. Irvin now then is into lap traffic as a result of that incident.
So we were in the bleachers watching Fedewa. The one other time I went there before that was to score for L.W. Miller one race. And that was the day I was sitting on the front wall, right there by pit road, right in turn 4, there's a little metal wall. That was our little smoking spot. The people that smoked, you know, you don't smoke up near the cars or the garage, you know. So we'd always sit on that little metal fence there. And when I was sitting there smoking, Dick Trickle came over and bummed a cigarette,
while we were
and
joining
Randy
this one, we had a real
Pemberton
one.
came
We had
over and
another one
bummed a
turn for it,
cigarette.
and the
So
caution just came out.
those are some good memories
Another
of
little
some
two-car
people
break
that the
as it
sport
started going
has
into three.
lost.
There's one of the cars involved. That's Bobby
Randy
Hamilton
being
out
a
of Nashville.
he was
That's
an
the Bob Sutton
announcer,
car.
pit
Bob Sutton and Brad
commentator.
Aikens own that car. Sutton's the crew
He was
chief for
really
Hamilton.
fond of Dad, and he was great. Like, we went out to coffee and stuff. He was a good kid.
Almost get clipped from the front on the other cars he went by. That was confusing to me. I was
He had
watching
some
a replay
famous
and a wreck at
brothers.
the same time in the same place on the racetrack. There's Bobby Hamilton with his Busch car, turned it around coming up on 4.
And then Dick,
think he
of
had a little
course,
help.
needs no
Yeah, most of the time
explanation
on
or
this size racetrack, you do
introduction.
get a little bit of
I
help.
love
It's hard
Dick.
to have one car
He
spinning
was an
here.
awesome guy. I know
Well, you gotta
a
stop
couple
and
of
think, when you
local
come to a track like
stories
this,
about
before
Dick
the race starts,
Trickle.
everybody knows
A
there's no
girl
reason
I
to bump
was
it.
friends
When you
with
do it all day after the race
used to
starts, you go,
bartend down in a Charlotte little tiny hole in the wall. I can picture it in my mind. It was up on a hill, a little white cement building.
That's just the way it goes.
And he would always buy her a Grand Marnier.
Down the field as we're under the
He
first
was
caution of the
very
day.
sweet.
Irvin is the leader. Chuck Bowen is second. Mike Wallace up there in third. Ricky Cravens moved his way up to fourth spot. Fifth is the 60 car of Mark Martin. Sixth is Jack Sprague. Seventh is Bobby Donner. Eighth
It's nice to know
Eighth
those
is
little
Butch Miller. Ninth
side
is
note
Todd Bodine.
stories
And
about
10th is
some
Jeff
of these
Burton.
drivers
Joe
and
Nemechek is
stuff
11th. Hermie Sadler
in their
is the
regular
12th place
life. I
car.
know
13th is Dale Jarrett. 14th Tommy Houston.
it's
Counter.
exciting. That's my dad's
15th,
team. My
David
dad's up
Green.
on the box. Maybe
Back in
Mom
16th,
too.
Tom Peck. 17th, Jim Bound. 18th is Steve Grissom. 19th, Robert Presley. And 20th, Richard Lassiter.
There's Tracy Leslie.
They had
He's in the
such
pits
pretty
right now.
cars back
You won't
then,
see them
I
changing
think,
tires very often
for
when they
paint
come
and
in, because the
decals.
rule is they can just put on one tire per position. So they'll mostly make chassis adjustments. We just saw them putting some bite in the right rear of the 38 car. Usually in Winston Cup racing, the minute they hit pit road, they throw tires on. Not
Right.
this division.
Nope.
They're trying to save some money.
One tire per
That
corner,
big
that's all
hole's
you're
still
allowed.
there. Ask
No Winston
Moonhead.
Cup race tomorrow, but there is live racing on TNN. The American
Oil
Speed Association
pan.
is in action from Odessa, Missouri. The Missouri 250 will be live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TNN. Be sure to tune in for that one. Understand that the
Gosh,
first
look
winners
at
have
the
been
crowd.
taking task, Neil.
Oh, me. I didn't get to see the show last week. Darrell Waltrip did the first show.
You
of
know,
the
for the
season.
modified
And the one
race, I
coming up
think the
tomorrow,
crowd was
Dale
pretty
Earnhardt,
big.
Bobby Allison hosted it. They never, I see every show that's done, and they never let me see any of this footage. They kinda
The one
swing
that
over
Polly
the road.
Hartwick won.
Because this show is
That
not
little
hosted
Polly
by Neil
Hartwick,
Bonnet.
the
Neil
third
Bonnet is the subject of
14-year-old.
winners, and you'll see
Holy
that
crap.
tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Dale
He's
Earnhardt
got
and
such
Bobby
raw
Allison will
talent.
be
We'll
the
see
hosts.
how he
Neil Bonnet will be the
matures
subject. That'll be kinda
as
neat.
time
Looking
goes.
forward to that.
I didn't get to defend myself very much with those guys.
Oh, you're on here 30 weeks a year. You got time.
Oh, okay. I'll get even with them.
Okay.
82.
On pit road, Jimmy Cope from Pinellas Park, Florida.
Cope.
Bob Laware, Pontiac. And in one lap, we'll go racing.
Here we go. We see them making a chassis adjustment again.
Let me give you the other cars that are on the lead lap here at this caution. According to our unofficial rundown, Tommy Sigmund, Shauna Robinson, David Green, Rodney Combs, the 57 of Jason Keller,
Look how pretty that place looked with Busch.
and Joe Bessie. So that caution
We need
flag was
Xfinity
a
to go
blessing,
back there. Well, they got a lot of work
and
to
David
do.
Green, the point leader.
I mean, at least they got the safer barriers now because of the mods. I believe they had to have
They
Um,
get their
them.
work again.
We're going to ride along with Mark Martin.
Or some
on his
sort of
right hand.
safety stuff.
That tips and glove goes for the shift lever.
Maybe not. I don't remember.
And we're racing.
I don't know that they could put safer barriers here.
At the front of the field without success. Ernie Irvin holds it
Now that I
on.
think about it,
Chuck Bound, the second place car.
it's a little narrow.
Here's a look at him out of turn 4.
They could do them in the
1/3 mile
turns.
racetrack. It's plenty wide enough. The groove is not, but the racetrack is.
The inside wall is the most dangerous,
Bound in second, Mike Wallace.
to be honest.
The 99 of
The
Ricky
worst
Craven.
hit I've ever seen here was to the inside front wall.
You're almost going in a bowl the entire way. You're down to the
Isabella
bottom of the corner,
Robusto, she
going out
hit
the
so
wall. Just
hard.
about the time you get to the
Oh
wall,
my
you turn
God.
back in. So they're just about going in a circle the complete time.
It was just a few years ago, but she's
See
come
Chuck
back
Brown,
pretty
he's caught
good.
behind the 72 car. He's trying to get around, and he can't afford to let Irvin get away from him anymore. He can help.
Now we'll watch the suspension cam and look at what the rear end of Chuck's car is doing.
Okay, we're looking from the front of the
I
car
love
to the
those
rear.
views.
So that's the right rear spring. We're looking on the left side of the screen.
Look how they're cocked, though. Unless that's the fisheye cam.
goes in the corner, lets off the gas, and the rear rises up on the car. So if you're looking
He's got way too
on the right side of the screen,
soft a compression.
hardly ever moves. All the movement is on the right rear spring because you're making left-hand turns the entire time.
It's got no rebound.
They turn these things so many RPM.
Like it goes up real quick, but it has no rebound. It's
Bobby Hamilton comes to pit road.
Oh, it's got a slow rebound.
Of 300. Will run at Hickory today.
Your Ackerman and your shock travel and your shock percent, your valve flows, all of that matters so much. The Penske shocks, the basic deal with the basic average hydraulic oil to keep everything consistent. You got to have that constant of the oil, constant of the Penske, and then you can play with your valves and your little bleeders and stuff. Your discs, slow bleed, fast bleed. Dad showed me the whole thing. It's on my YouTube. Some of the shock dyno stuff. But yeah, that's so important.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, he's protecting the inside lane. He wants to get him a clean arc down in the corner to make the right run off, but he's got to make sure nobody sticks a nose under him on the left. So, I mean, you're doing it 3 or 4 times each straightaway, and it keeps the driver plenty busy.
Mark Martin in 5th place.
That Staff America Johnny Benson car, my son, the following year when they were at base with Kleenex and all of that, they still saved that car. They used it for pit stop practice. I think Randy LaJoie's going to win the points in that thing.
Irvin coming up on Bobby Hamilton, who's made that pit stop and comes back out at the Ford for Hamilton. And let's go back toward 4th place. There's Craven underneath Mike Wallace. That's for 3rd. And Wallace opens the door, slams it in Mark Martin's face in the 60 car.
Yeah, Mark had already committed to drive up under him, and he came down, and they made a little bit of contact.
A lot of contact on the front straightaway. Robert Presley got aided into the wall. That's a caution.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Here I'm talking and my mic's off, but I wasn't saying anything special. I was going to say that Staff America car. That's what I was talking about. But you have a great race. I'll come check you out.
Cars appeared to get together in front of him, and then Jeff Green tried to evade him, trying to go high.
This will be like a 2-3 hour stream, and I'll be off in the chats with y'all out at Vodders and stuff.
Of a good qualifying spot here at Hickory.
Mike, a lot of times we'll go to the super speedways and everybody says, boy, I want to set on a pole at 193 and 194. It's not as important on a super speedway as it
I
is
think
right
that
here.
Staff America car 74 with Birdie as the crew chief is going to win the points. Now, what I was saying is that my son used to help out
We asked Ernie Irvin
with the pit stop practice, and he would hold the brake on that car. I believe it's that car. And the thing that threw me off is, I'll show you the picture. The years don't match up. That's why I think it was a pit stop practice car.
It's one of the races Kodak thought would be interesting. It's an off weekend, and
Where is that photo?
So they requested that I come here, so I was kind of happy.
I complain every time I get on here that I got to sort my photos. I really do. I really stink at that.
We're going racing once again here at Hickory.
And then when I need to put my hands on a certain one, I struggle.
Chuck Baum, the second place car, trying to move up along with Ricky Craven.
I was trying to figure out what year that 74 Staff America car was from. That's Base Motorsports, and it's Randy LaJoie, I think. No, Johnny Benson, I mean. Why was I saying Randy? Johnny.
Now he's got his brother in front of him.
I was thinking Johnny Benson.
Jim Bound qualified very well here at Hickory last November and ran well. That car spinning in an incident of its own that did not bring out the
Hey, Jess, what's up? Hey, I'm in the background. I'm lurking. Hey, hold on. had to turn the volume down. How you doing? Wow, listen to all this music and all. Thank you. You have arrived. I'm watching Hickory. My dad's with the Dentine car. But like I said, I was this week looking at Hickory's surface because it's getting old now. I'm not at this track. I'm still in Massachusetts. And by the way, the video skips a lot. This is 1993. So that's what happened to Presley. Hey, that's my dad up there, up on top of that cart, and that might be either the moto coach driver's wife. Yeah, I think that's what is up there. Vic Kangas. He was a crew chief back in there. He was the winning crew chief in '92. He worked in IMSA, Busch, Cup, and modified since like 57. Yeah. Let's see. I'll spell it so it's easier to understand what I'm saying. That's his name. I grew up racing, and I'm writing his book, and I do a lot of watching of races, and I try to do it online so that mainly I don't fall asleep and I'm not bored. Like, you just sit there and watch races by yourself, like over and over, it can get kind of boring. But and especially because you got to look at all this, like, it's really poor quality as far as video quality and everything because it's old. I try to find the best quality. But I've also been at some of the races, so I get to, like, talk about little stories. Like I had just said a story, that front metal wall was kind of the smoking area because most people in racing, like, you don't smoke anywhere near the cars or in the pit area or nothing. You kind of walk off to another area. When I was sitting there smoking a cigarette, Randy Pemberton bummed one from me and Dick Trickle bummed one from me, and this was 1995. So that's the last time I was in the pit area there. I scored cars. I was there to score L.W. Miller's car that day. Back before they had transponders. So you know how they say videos kill the radio star? Well, oops. Transponders killed the NASCAR scores. Okay, that Staff America car. That's the one I was trying to figure out. What year did they run? Because I know Johnny Benson wins the championship in that car, and I'm wondering if that was 93. Not that it matters terribly, but I have a picture of my son with that car, and I'm kind of trying to trace why. I know he used to help Base Motorsports with the pit crew practice, and I think they might have been in that car for pit practice. So that's what I was doing. I was looking for a photograph of my son in that garage. And it was weird because I knew the Staff America car was not the same year that they ran the FINA car with Randy LaJoy, and they ran the Kleenex car with Fedewa when Dad was crew chief there. And then I saw my son in this photo with Staff America, and it made no sense because it's got Kleenex on the wall. So all I can figure is they used it for pit stops. Because that's what my son did, was hold the brake inside the car when they did pit stop practice. But I was trying to find that photo, and I guess I do not have it on my hard drive. Because I was thumbing through my hard drive here. This is Dad. Let me try to
Craven's
open.
actually closed in on him. I don't know if it had to do with that traffic or
If it
not.
pops up, okay,
But Craven
good.
will
It didn't
see
pop
the
up there.
orange car right there, the number 4 car, just a little bit back behind him.
This is Dad. The year before they won the championship in
Most all
Texas
those car lengths,
Pete.
Neil, are filled with cars. He comes up on Rodney Combs. That's Craven in the 99. Rodney
But yeah, I
Combs
don't
looking
have
at
that
Tommy
Staff
Zimmerman
America one on my,
and Jimmy
which is
Coulter.
weird. I thought I did. It's got my son in it. That's why I thought I kept it on my hard drive.
So he's getting away from him again. That's when he closed in when they got caught in that traffic earlier.
Past Jimmy Coulter now. Craven. Set sail for Shauna Robinson.
Got so many pictures. It's hard
That'll be
to
your leader, Ernie Irvin.
keep track. I need to sort them, and I keep saying that. I just, the minute I shut the computer off, I totally forget. I need to sort pictures.
Real good lap times around the track right now.
Craven looking for his first win.
Okay.
Had a chance at one, but then who did in Harborville, Florida last July? was
Thank
leading
you
it.
for coming. Hey, morning, Pops. Pops is one of our staples. Follow Pops. He's streams sometimes,
They're running two
and
different
sometimes
places on the racetrack.
he takes a break for a week, and then he streams again.
Craven is running about 4 foot up, which doesn't sound like
He's
much, but that's
kinda-
a half a lane. So he's trying a little bit different line around the track, and he's been able to gain just a little bit on Irvin.
1.3 seconds is the difference. Fourth place at stake right now, Chuck Bound in 63.
Richard
trying to
Trick.
hold off Butch Miller in 75. They work around a couple of the lap cars.
You're so funny. So we're rooting for the Denting car.
Chuck Bound as he moves around
The Denting car, number 87.
Oh, Shauna comes sliding across the nose of Chuck's car.
I think that's a case where she saw Chuck coming and wanted to pull over and get out of the way. But
He was with Nemco Motorsports for 4 years, from 91 until 94. And then he went to Moroso and a few others. But he's more like, he was on an interview the other day. He says he's known like as Suitcase Vic, you know, like the 1990s. He's not Suitcase Jake from the 80s and 70s. He's a little newer.
Right there with Chuck Bound. That's for
Yeah.
things are heating up for the lead.
And
now.
there,
Ricky
it's
Craven.
really hard to see. It's so blurry. God,
what's the game right here? What's Ernie
but I know they're pitted up front there. They were the previous champions, so they always had the first pit. And that's how they used to do it back then. I don't think they do that now. Where the previous champion has front pit. Like you always saw Gordon or for like a long time had the first pit. But good things about 93 and well also like it was a rough year. We're going to lose Kulwicki, we're going to lose Davey Allison. I mean it was a rough year. And we were at the Bow Inn. I saw Davey Allison the week before he lost his life, which sucks. But it happens.
He's running right on the bottom. Good line around the track.
But yeah, mainly I watch vintage race car footage and comment what I know about it or behind the scenes stories from just being a kid on the sidelines watching Dad race. And then I owned a race team too in the 90s. My ex-husband drove in 90. Well, my ex-husband drove from 80 to... I divorced him in 92. So. Yeah.
He does. He pinches Ernie Irvin down, so Irvin can't accelerate up off the corner. And
I don't like... I like some of the stuff about new NASCAR, and I don't like some of the stuff about new NASCAR. Being a daughter of a chassis builder and a car designer, I do not like the next-gen car coming out of a manufacturer. I like the backyard mechanic, build it in your garage and hope you make the race. That feeling of like everybody would work on their cars all winter to make the Daytona 500, and you get all these names you never heard of trying to make the Daytona 500. And that was like an excitement and an achievement, and now there's no innovation. I mean, it's just like taking all the fun out of it. And so that part especially, I'm not a fan of not allowing these cars to be innovated in safety. wise worked on by the teams, because we put 50 years into safety and innovation, and they just threw the whole rule book out. So that's one big thing. I don't like a manufacturer of a next-gen car. If they want to give the next-gen car to the team, say here's the template, and let them build them themselves. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Ricky Craven is from Maine. I grew up in Massachusetts. I saw him race a lot of Busch North stuff. He was never like dirty driver or anything, but he was kind of known as a whiner a little bit. But on the positive side, he brought NASCAR to New England. We had no TV coverage of a lot of these races unless it was just Cup.
Couldn't even see Ward Burton there. And
no, I mean, he can be a whiner. And my dad was not a big fan of him, just from knowing like how they operated, how they did things. They might have. There was a lot of people that cheated stuff up a little bit and got away with it because of who they were and junk like that. He was one my dad just did not get a good vibe from. That's all I mean, I have no proof. He just didn't get a good vibe from him. But also he was with like a competitor, and you get this attitude like, oh, all my competitors cheat, you know. So it's kind of a mindset that it's a competitive mindset. I've never had to work for Ricky or known anyone that worked for him, so I'm not exactly sure who.
I didn't really want to have to do. My younger brother Dale was all smiles before that race.
Well, thank you for following, Romulus. Was the team multiple cars, factories on the road working together a factor back in the day, or is that a newer development? Oh gosh, back in the day it was not really well known, but like, okay, Dad worked in IMSA in the 80s, so Pontiac, he was helping do development. He had a Spice chassis. Okay, it was a Fiero, but it was a Spice chassis from England. It was, you know, like just the skin was promoting Fiero. I think it was a rear engine, maybe. No, it was not. I'm trying to think, like, I got to look up the old cars. Anyway, it was a Spice chassis, IMSA, Pontiac. So since he was with Pontiac, some of his motor development helped Petty, and that was like the manufacturers still helped back then. IMSA especially, like, to race IMSA was so laid back, and the manufacturers put everything in there because that was their R&D. You were doing endurance testing for the roads, for the cars that would be on the road, technically. But then, you know, it's weird because they were manufactured chassis. But anyway, the manufacturers, how the races were back then. Okay, that was back in the 80s. And then Dad was working also early 80s with the Cup, which was Grand National then. He was with the 47 team because it was a New England deal. He was a crew chief in 82. Bob Johnson was crew chief in 81. It was this car. This one's being redone too. That car there. Okay, yeah, like, okay, you got 2 or 3 drivers on the same team now. We did not have multiple teams back then. That just kind of started with Hendricks, and they limited it to 5. And the reason Hendricks did that was you could only have, I think, 5 tests away from racing a year, and that gave them 25. You see what I'm saying? So that's how the multiple teams came about. But they did share. Now, it was team specific. Roush said they all competed against each other more like a game, and they didn't share information. I know I've heard stories of the Richard Childress not sharing information after Dale passed. I heard stories of how, well, even before, that they would compete. They didn't share information. They'd lock the shop from each other. But back in the day, the modified mindset today and always was, and the Cars Tour mindset. I love the Cars Tour because they want to put on a good show. Like, a good example of this, Huffman, his very first race at New Smyrna, and Jimmy Blewett said, I got to help you out because you're making us stink, because people were there watching them. So that's kind of the mindset, is you just wanted to put on a good show. And you were real competitive. But when we were on the modified tour, back before it was the tour, we raced 4 nights a week. So we were camping together with all the competitors. Richie Evans was there, Ronnie Bouchard was there, Bugsy Stevens and DeZero and Flemke, and Ronnie married Flemke's daughter, and we all, like, from Friday, if we had to come in on a Friday and we would have to go somewhere on Saturday, we'd camp out on Friday, have a clam bake, have a lobster bake, all this in the parking lot. So we were, like, all the teams worked together to put on a good show. Now with the manufacturers, I think back in the day it was more so. I think I see a little bit of money having a play in who finishes what and who does better. I think a focus on the manufacturing might be exciting, but I think there's a lot of hokey dokey going on, But it was back in the day. Remember, they took a little spoiler off or something on Fords were faster than Chevy or vice versa, and all that whining back and forth got them the next gen car. So as a car builder's daughter, I say I like Busch so much better, well, Xfinity, because they can do more. I like modifieds because they still have control over how the car handles. I mean, one stinking piece of tape and someone gets disqualified. Stupid washer on a damn spoiler for Priest. He gets disqualified. I mean, that's ridiculousness. That's absolutely bullshit ridiculousness from them giving you a part that's a little walkie-jawed and doesn't quite fit. So you have to shim it up to get everything to ride on the right heights and stuff. I mean, all the people building the cars care about is that your wheels are pointing in the right direction, all your tire surface is getting used, and they don't really care about, like, they got to make sure that everything's level and in the right spot, and if somebody shims something to make it fit, I mean, those types of things, it starts making me think NASCAR's a little bit greedy and got another plan for the money. They say all them fines go to the NASCAR Speedway charities. Okay, NASCAR owns NASCAR Speedway charities. That's a hell of a tax write-off. I'm skeptical when it comes to money because I've always been with NASCAR. I'm a huge Smokey Unix fan. There's Dad's car.
John Nemechek's the defending champion of the Busch Series, and we asked him about racing here at Hickory, a track with.
But yeah, I have a lot of opinion. Love the Lucky Dog. Great idea. Point system. Okay for stage points. Stop with the yellows, though.
It's probably one of the most exciting racetracks.
Bunching the cars up is not for safety. It used to be cautions for safety.
There's so many different ways you can get around.
I have a lot to say about it.
So we have a lot of fun.
Not Kyle. Busch Series. The Busch Series. I was always a Kurt Busch fan. Kyle grew up in this area. Young punky kid. Was speeding out on a road about 25 miles from here, 150 miles an hour. Racing community is not really happy about race drivers going on the real roads and being stupid, so that's how he was introduced to us. So that was just my opinion. My dad thinks he's great, I think he's a great talent. I think he's got a sausage between his ears half the time, but because he's
At 131 laps, there's your top 5.
where Kurt was refined, Kyle was a renegade.
Has ridden his way up to 5th. 1 lap to go before we get racing. And let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Like I'm standing with Freddie Fryer. He's a crew chief on Ward Burton's car. Freddie, what happened out there?
Freddie Fryer.
Transmission problem. It just stopped on the backstretch on that caution, and he switched the boxes and got it going again. We came back around. Apparently, that's what was wrong.
Okay, Ward was able to correct it himself. One further thing about this team, Penny Dillard, the wife of car owner Alan Dillard, had rotator cuff surgery this week. We want to wish her the best, Penny.
Yeah, it was kind of like a family.
There's Burton moving around. He is 2 laps down as we go back to green at lap 132.
132.
Check right with him. Here comes Lassiter right out in front of traffic, and they squeeze past him. Moment there. As the car that brought out the caution completed its
Oh, I'm glad that Jesse brought you here too.
Mark Martin all the way at the back of the field. Along with
You mean like drafting and stuff? Yeah, to be honest, race car driver's gonna follow the fastest line. It's just their natural instinct. They may have someone in their spotter say, hey, your teammate's behind you, pull him with you, don't cut him off, or don't switch lanes, or bring him through too. Just like you do on iRacing. Like, you could be on the outside lane in a draft, and you get past clear the inside guy, but do you keep going in your line, or do you jump down and hang your buddies up to dry? It's dependent. It's totally, I will tell you, in the race car, the driver just sees the front. They really don't pay attention a lot to who's around them unless their spotter's pointing it out or they can actually visually see them. They're more looking where they want to put their car. Looks like Irvin crashed.
A little bit of smoke out of the rear of the 4 car. I don't know what happened, if that had anything to do with it, but the last couple laps we had some smoke coming out of that car.
That car had been a rocket, and again, it may help to illustrate.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Back of the field, back to the front.
Do you stream, Romulus? If you do, I'll follow you back.
Wadded it up pretty good.
And Ernie's undoing the belts. He's going to climb out okay.
I'll still follow you.
Real light and fast. I went by that car and it had 1 gauge in it, a water temperature gauge. He said, we're going to put a tack in it, add some more.
That's okay.
So concerned about weight, they get them light.
He didn't make enough money to put a tack in it, I don't think. We're under caution for the 5th.
You might someday, right? I never streamed. You know, I've been on here 5 years and I never streamed. I found y'all because my son iRaces. And through 2020, 2021, 22, I've been watching him. And just a hint, because I wanted to watch him and I didn't want to sit down in the other room, in the sim room. I wanted to be in my computer area. I looked at your if you had a scoring tower and I saw my kid's name, I'd stop on that channel and I would probably follow, so I'd find you later because you raced around the same IR as my son or whatever. He's like a 2K in road and 3 or 4K in oval, but he's kind of intermediate. He's top split sometimes, most of the time. But anyway, that's how I found y'all, and I was always watching. And he races road and endurance too, and so I follow all kinds of racing because, like, Dad's done drag racing, IMSA, Busch Cup, Xfinity, Sportsman, Grand National, Modifieds. You know, New Smyrna, SCCA. Like, okay, all those pictures around my border, all cars Dad worked on. And a couple of me and my sisters. My sisters and I. My sisters and me. My sisters and me. And I'm also reviewing these because I write.
Well, you know, the only thing I could think is the 99 hit Mark and knocked Mark up into me. when we were running there in the front, and must have broke something.
Right,
in the
and
suspension, and finally,
writing my dad's
whatever
bio.
broke all
I was
the way when we went
listening.
into Turn 1, and just drove went right in the fence.
Well, you look okay, but the car is pretty well torn up.
Car's hurt real bad. It's a shame. It's our favorite race car, and guys will put it back together. You know, want to thank Kodak and Chevrolet, and
This, I think, was before his bad wreck.
Go come Wilkesboro time.
He changed a lot after his bad wreck.
Thanks, Glenn. We're back under green. Lap 143. Craven at the front.
Okay, good night, Romulus. Thank you, thank you. I publish these after, and I throw them on YouTube just so they don't disappear, because I use them for research as well, and someday I'll clip out parts of my dad or whatever. But right now I'm focusing on reading. You have a great night and a great sleep. Thank you so much for stopping in. And thank you, Jesse, too.
Fourth is Tommy Houston. Fifth is David Green, and so sixth is Grissom, and Bound was seventh. Eighth is Bobby Doddard, having a good run here today. Around goes Tommy Sigmund in turn 4.
So we're running P2. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And he takes Mark Martin to the wall with him.
Yep.
Boy, you could see that coming. They got up there and then he crawled all the way up the side.
I hope Mark hit the brakes.
Wreckage just started stacking up in front.
I love Hickory, though, even today. This playlist I made of Hickory continues.
Hamilton miraculously,
and in fact, it's such a good race, I don't want to, but I have some clips, in this playlist. I'll show you what my intent is here. This is the Hickory playlist. It's got 93, 94, 95, 97, 96, 97, 98. I want to see the
Looks like he's okay, Mike.
Yep, tough day of it for Mark Martin. We've got two.
Let's see, 98, it jumps to the Mod Tour there. That's a late one. I gotta add that to the end.
We see the car turn around there. 21 cars, Sigmund's backwards. Okay.
Oh, you know, that's in order. 2014, 16, just 17. See the tomography of the track to now. And I even got some from Landon put one up a week ago. Doug put one up yesterday. I mean, this week. So I do have Hickory all through the years. I don't know if it'll take me much of this week or not, but that's why I might fast forward through some of these bigger races. I might fast forward through 94. 93 I want to watch because Dad's in it. But I'm going to fast forward through a fence repair.
And trying to work track position through the field did not pay off today, nor did it for Ernie Irvin. We're under caution, the 6th of the day. Live on TNN.
We're running P2. Let's see.
We'll be right back.
They'll be lucky if that car's not, the frame's not messed up on it the way it got hit and pinned on the wall.
Well, I hope that Winn-Dixie Ford is different from the one he's been winning with. During Bloom of the Clay Rules track, May 8th on TNN.
I was nervous when I came in today. It was so clean today, so pretty. I figured they'd call this one because of good weather. We haven't had these kind of days.
Windy.
One to green.
23-mile-an-hour wind here. Shouldn't be much of a factor. One to go. We're going to go racing. Robert Presley is back in the race. He's 113 laps down. Jim Bound is 77 laps down, but they're going to cruise around and collect some points here today.
Hey, where he's going, they might still have a shot at it.
You're not kidding. It is still Ricky Craven and Joe Nemechek at the front of the field. Todd Bodine is third. Tommy Houston fourth. David Green is fifth. Sixth is Steve Grissom. Seventh is Chuck Bound. Eighth is Bobby Donner. Ninth is Mike Wallace. And 10th is Jeff Burton. They are all Busch Series regulars.
Shoot, I'm trying to. All right, I cut the ad. I snoozed all I could. Bummer. Okay.
They're gone. All of them. All the way.
I'm trying to make a prediction that a Busch driver wins today. Will that go in there anywhere?
I don't know, but look at this. 3 wide down the back straightaway.
That ain't going to work.
Nemechek on the inside. Craven in the middle of the sandwich. Leslie trying to get a look back.
Look at him go. Woo!
I can't believe they got through turn 3.
Well, they did, but at a very reduced rate of speed. They slowed them down going down in there.
And that everything didn't stack up behind them. Here's Todd Bodine for second place. Todd Bodine fully recovered from that horrendous crash at Rockingham, running hard on Ricky Craven now for third. The Fiddle Battle car, 34.
We see Nemechek leading over. He'd been all over Ricky Craven, and once he got away, I was wondering if he
Had
put
to
some
turn down my other
He's doing that right now. Spin and turn
laptop. We had Jesse on
As
there.
you look at the Napa Field standing update, brought to you by Napa, because there are no unimportant parts.
There was 4 plus 2.
Another
Here
oops.
comes the leaders around. Whoa,
Oh, Jesus.
And some guys trying to get their lap back, racing.
You
to
can't hit the
line.
brakes or you'll get parked in the butt.
Luckily, nothing happened coming back around.
Well, I think Robert Presley got one of his 113 laps back. Jack Sprague got one. Tom Peck was back there as well. Although I'm not sure if Peck might have been on the tail end of the lead lap.
Holy smokes.
Boy, as they went down in the third turn, they just started stacking up. And they all got up there and just kind of parked the cars. They didn't have a lot of damage. All the cars cranked up and drove away.
Cars you're looking at now out of the race. Although Jeff Green's gotten back in and Jim Bound, they haven't completed enough laps. Neither has Robert Presley to move up on the board. Well, we'll show you this one again. This wasn't just a sandwich. It was one of those Dagwood deals. By the time you got all these guys stacked up.
See him going down in the third turn.
Dagwood is an old term for a submarine sandwich. Ah,
74 car because Walt
brakes.
start trying to stop, and it's amazing how quick these cars can stop with the braking systems they have now. But they got them slowed down, and nobody got hurt.
Under caution at lap 160, 7th one of the day. Nowhere near a record pace for caution flags, thank goodness.
I think we put that out of reach.
I'm afraid we did. I'm sure we did.
A while back.
Right here. Goes Todd Bodine and Tommy Houston. Everybody gets through, but that will cost Craven second place. Todd Bodine moves up.
Yeah, he was able to get around the guy he was racing with, but he got tangled up with him and lost 2 positions. If you get the least bit out of shape, you're going to have some guys drive right on by you.
That'll extend Nemechek's lead a little bit. There's Jeff Burton working the outside. Look at the right side of Craven's car. The wheel mark behind the right front wheel. He can only hope that that brush with Keller did not ruin the alignment on the right front of that car.
Yeah, we'll see when he comes around this time. Here are leaders. We'll see if we can get back here and take a look at Craven's car.
my puppy is stirring. My puppy woke up. My big girl. You want to come up?
In the long run.
See if I can get her up on the bed. You'll see how huge she is. She's my best friend.
That whole wheel mark is behind the right front wheel, so he caught it all with his sheet metal. Which would be pretty good. Keller's holding his own. He's dropped back in the pack a little bit. Was already laps down.
Here he is. He's trying to get up under him off the corner.
Craven trying the inside on Todd Bodine. This for second place. Tommy Houston is right there.
Here's where we've had a trouble. When they drive in the corner hard, they move the outside guy a little wider than he wants to run. That's what's trouble. The guy runs the outside lane. As they come off the corner, you've got to leave that guy room out there.
Todd Bodine's done a good job with this team.
She's my 80-pound Catahoula plot hound. She is the coolest hound dog ever.
Drop to third place. Craven in second, and here's
She's
your
a
leader.
cool hound dog, but she's too big to get up.
This time around, we'll give you a look at the separation.
She
that
says,
he
I
has
don't
on
want to
that
come
battling
up.
that's been going on back and forth behind him. About 1.3 seconds between Nemechek coming out of 4. There's Ricky Craven. Todd Bodine now has his hands full with Ward Burton, who is 2 laps down after the ignition cut off.
There, that's better. Still so blurry. But let's see if we can get to pit stops. Might see.
He's right up there with the leaders, just 2 down.
Here to David Green in 44.
Well, they spun right up in front of him here, and we'll see what happens. Everybody's getting on the brakes. It's hard to tell what caused it, but he was already turned around and sitting in the middle of the track.
Well, a yellow car. Bobby Dotter dodged a bullet down to the inside.
Bobby Labonte or David Green won. David Green, that's right.
Caution for
Bobby
the eighth
went to
time
Cup.
today here at Hickory, North Carolina.
To the
194 laps are complete,
interstate
and all
car.
the leaders will pit.
Okay.
Here comes Nemechek, Craven, Bodine, Houston, and Grissom.
Dad's with Nemechek, so we'll see how they do. Are they going to cover him? Nope, they're going to do a commercial.
North Carolina, and Chuck Bowen is the new leader.
Nah!
Bobby Dotter is second, Butch Miller is third, and Jack Sprague is fourth. They hope to get a restart this time, but they're still shuffling that deck of cars under that caution flag. Steve Grissom
Let me skip ahead
tires each time.
to the next tower.
Mike Wallace, as they work their way back. Jack Sprague had a big spin down the front straightaway here.
Jack Sprague.
There's Sprague.
Okay, Sprague's in the 74, so Randy LaJoy will get in it maybe the following year.
He's on the outside.
So that means Birdie's still with the Dirt Devil car with Kenny Wallace.
Here he is on the outside. I don't think anyone touches him. I think he just gets in the throttle and turns the car around right there. And as it comes on around, watch it back down and back into the concrete wall right here. Pretty good shot in the inside wall.
That's what I mean. That inside wall takes a hell of a hit. Now that metal ain't there no more. They have these like barriers, but I'll tell you what, Isabella hit that so freaking hard.
You remember when past Chuck Bowen? So David Green is now back on the tail end of the lead lap. Hickory Motor Speedway started in 1951. It's the second oldest weekly track under NASCAR sanction.
It was paved for the first time in '66.
November. The oldest is Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They've got a 200-lapper for the modifieds coming up there fairly soon.
Bowman Gray is the oldest track in North Carolina.
Bowman Gray has been there forever, I believe.
I think so.
I think it was a horse track.
Let's go to the pits. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, one of the guys that slipped in that and made a pit stop a while ago when they had that last caution was Ricky Craven. Now, Ricky was running second at that time. He only took on 2 tires, so they made a gamble. They thought that they could get him out ahead of that traffic that Nemechek and Grissom and those guys have had to contend with. So he has come back up through the field really quick. He's got fresh right sides on.
Yeah, the best thing about Craven, he brought Busch Series racing on TV up in New England. We didn't have it. Actually, a Concord radio station would broadcast MRN, and we would drive from our home in Massachusetts up to Jaffrey, New Hampshire. There was this little picnic area. We could get a radio signal and hear the race when Dad was racing back in 91. But when Craven come in, they started covering it on TV. So that's the best thing Craven did, I think, for New England sports, is bring the racing TV coverage to New England. Bouchard did it back in '82, but that was for Cup. And but Busch you never got to see until Craven started racing.
Running awful strong right now.
So a fan base is important to do a lot of things in racing, you know. Demographics matter in your proposals you do to future sponsors and such. Who's going to see your exposure, and what can you do for the sponsor, not the other way around. Is the best marketing strategy if you are wanting to go real racing. Even some iRacing, I know you can get sponsors too. But it's always what can you do for them, not the other way around. And put them in a folder. Walk in the place. Have it on their desk so they have to kick this thing out of their way several times. Keeps you in their head. That's good marketing for racing. My opinion, anyway.
Here we see Grissom right up under him. They might pay the price for going with 2 instead of 4, even though you had track positioning. Grissom did move around him.
That's now Steve Grissom, who won that crash-marred race at Barberville, Florida last July, his only win of the year. is on the move and on the trail of the leader.
Barberville is Volusia County. It's now dirt. It started dirt and went pavement for a while, and now it's back to dirt.
Day, lap 229. And he cannot get back to the line ahead of Butch Miller. Miller was trying to hold back the 72 of Tracy Leslie. Had to race him to the line.
Boy, and Leslie almost got into the back of the car that had just spun as they came back up to speed. It was close.
Now, this is the year that Gordon moved up to Cup for the first time, 93.
And let's see what happened to him here.
You notice the DuPont on Ricky Craven? He brought DuPont south. Just like Sunoco on Fuller's Modified brought that New England Sunoco south. There was the Southern Sunoco, which was Terry Labonte, I think.
This man, Butch Miller, has 2 Busch Series victories, the last of which was this race 2 years ago.
Food Country. Food Country started out sponsoring cars, and then Bristol Racing. NASCAR said, "Come with us." Just like he did with every sponsor since Pure Oil and Smoky Unit. Oh, you want to help this car? You want to help this team? We got a better deal. Come on with us. NASCAR.
They'll recognize, too, Miller is on the Hoosier tires, and his closest pursuer there, Steve Grissom, Goodyear mounted.
That's okay. They still, throw a few crumbs back to the team, right? So they can take your sponsors.
68 laps to go. Green flag. Miller gets a good jump on Steve Grissom. He needed a good jump because Tracy Leslie is right.
I'm surprised there isn't a DuPont tower down there at Daytona. Wonder why.
Daughter in 4th and Tommy Houston in 5th. 6th is Nemechek, 7th Mike Wallace, 8th Todd Bodine, 9th is Tom Peck.
There's a Sunoco tower, Toyota tower, some health, maybe Atrium, or
might be a tire rub there.
I don't know. Advent or something. I forget. There's a few big players in NASCAR still that aren't with the teams, that co-sponsor teams or give them subsidies or whatever.
Back up front, Miller and Grissom are going at it.
I guess it's better to sponsor NASCAR in general, not just a team, so that they can give little contingencies out to the cars, maybe.
Miller's tires are 100 laps old, Grissom's only 40.
Hey, Jess, I bet you're getting tired, man. Glad you're still here. And a reminder, y'all, follow Jesse, the real faux Jizzle. Let me give you a shout out. I gotta put this down. Now I can type.
We'll take this pause from Hickory. Butch Miller, Steve Grissom, Ricky Craven, Bobby Dotter, and Tommy Houston. We're back at Hickory, North Carolina, and surprise, we're under caution again. Bobby Hamilton's car is up against the fence in the back straightaway, but he was the last car in to what started out as a 1-car spin and then became a 3-car jam session. Let's show you what happened.
It's almost like 3 different wrecks, Mike, as this thing unfolds. This is coming up off turn 2. 25 car was up in the wall while this one, the 2, was down on the grass. Watch the 25 try to get back up to speed. He's coming out. He clips the car of Bobby Hamilton, turns him right straight into the wall. The Hamilton car had been damaged pretty bad on the right side.
Hamilton was in country time. Things happen fast down that back stretch. It gets narrow. Here's the front stretch. Turn 1. Big bump in the hole. Oh, somebody hit the hole.
Chuck shift gears there. He shoved it up third gear to get on out of the way of the accident and pull her back forward.
Yeah, you gotta stop it. You gotta get.
Like that is stopping too quick
You gotta
to
shit and
to the
get.
rear.
11 caution.
Corner look now.
Let me skip ahead.
It's getting a little bit thinner. Screen
Good Lord, they can't keep it together.
up here. So one more time around to get that line up straight. Field, we're back to green. And
There we go.
gets a good
Watch the
launch
end
off
of it.
turn number
It's
1.
just terrible quality that I gotta skip through after a
Ricky
bit.
Sadler up on the outside, and Ricky Craven in second, Nemechek third, Miller fourth, and Dotter fifth. Clean run through turn 4.
The satellite upfeed, first of all, would be
Brought to you by Napa because there are
like
no
in the middle of the boonies. If you know where this track is, it's like
Grissom's got just
I
one
have
lead.
no
He's got
cell
a lap
signal
car
here
going
where
up,
I'm at.
and the other
Like
guys are battling
0.
for position.
Well,
3D coming off the fourth
1%.
turn.
Whatever I can get a text. Text works. I cannot call out.
And there they go.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
you just can't hardly do that. Now we're going to race back around the flag. Some of the guys trying to get their lap back.
And we're going to race back around to the wreck here, but nobody's going to get their lap back. Grissom holds
So the
back
track
off,
is
and
still
he can't
really,
wait.
really fast. Almost
Slow
too
everybody
fast
down.
for them to
Robert Presley
control
was in that incident. So
stuff.
was Jack Sprague and Tracy Leslie.
So this
but the
is
car
year
that looked
2
like a croquet ball being sent
since the
by the mallet was
repave.
Jeff Burton, the Baby Ruth Ford. We'll be right back to Hickory. Cleared much of the traffic. Now only 16 as Grissom comes across the stripe. And Sprague will pit perhaps for the final time today. Now nothing separates the leaders. Ricky Craven, there he is drawing in on Steve Grissom.
Craven's running that line that he ran earlier, Mike, when he was able to run the leaders down. He's a little bit higher on the racetrack.
Looks like it's Grissom's race.
There's Grissom. Saw Craven and knows of his car come in.
Trouble. Turn 3 and 4. Mike Wallace is up in the wall. Lost it going into 3, and the 4th place car gets up and into the fence between 3 and 4.
Lots of spins, so the track is kind of loose.
Came right down, right across front of Grissom.
Now he's in the mud.
Oh, he's stuck.
The FDP brakes Oldsmobile.
Nope.
Oop, took a little fender off.
Ugh.
Took a little more fender off. I think he's got a flat left front, Neil.
Yeah, along with the thing, looked like he knocked the rear track bar around. Looked like he's running sideways. Yeah, look at the sparks flying out of the
Caution.
car.
And with off the charges of Ricky Craven.
You know, Craven looked like he was
Old
closing in on him,
bleachers.
but on these starts, Grissom seems to really be able to make a jump on the start of the race.
Are they going
Busch
green yet?
tried to make the pit stop. At least they called him
Let's
in.
see,
They were
let's
out
see.
there with the jack stand to adjust the toe.
Here we go.
Inside, but you get it slowed down a little bit. The momentum on the second car, he can run it right outside of you.
8 laps to go. Nemechek is third. Houston is fourth. Todd Bodine and David Green side by side for fifth. Bodine has it at the moment. 7 to go.
There's Craven working on the inside. Somewhere down through here, he's going to have to stick the nose outside and take a look at it, because Grissom's going to protect that inside line. Unless he slips, he's going to probably have to make that move to the outside. It's going to be tough to do. Grissom's giving him that little bit of inside on two over there, though.
But here's where the race is won off of turn 4, and Steve's not going to give him any room there. 5 laps to go. Nemechek is starting to reel in the 2 leaders. There's only about 4 car lengths separating second from third.
Grissom's car is getting really loose up off the corner.
As it was earlier.
Yep, the back end got real loose. The closer that the 99 car can stay to him, even on this side racetrack, the more he's going to make that 31 car loose.
But can Craven dive under him? I don't think so.
It's going to be hard to do. Went around on lap car. Craven lost some ground that time.
So this is the early Hickory race in '93. The next one will be the late Hickory race. To me, I think the track condition is extremely slick. There's been lots of spins.
Craven's caught him. Steve Grissom will face the white flag this time around.
It's fast,
First
though.
win since Volusia County Speedway last 4th of July.
Craven's going to do it. He's going to have to do it up off of the second turn. He's going to get him a wide swing.
Okay, so Kenny Wallace won in '91, Grissom won in '92, and this is now '93. They were talking about Volusia, but this is Hickory.
Good run Grissom, I tell you, survived this thing, ran good at the end.
That was a good race. A little bit too much caution.
Owned by Wayne Grissom and wrenched by Bryant Frazier. We'll go to victory lane for the 29.
That'll work on that car, actually, 95. After he leaves Moroso, he'll be at that, well, not the 31, it's the 29 team he'll be with.
In June of 91, previously his best finish at this racetrack. So Steve Grissom picks up a big win, and he becomes the second Busch Series regular to win this season. He's coming off a third at Bristol last week and had a fourth at Rockingham. His best efforts this season. This is the 7th career victory in the Busch Series for Steve Grissom. We'll meet him when we return to Hickory Motor Speedway.
So we got a third.
These messages. Well, he survived 13 caution flags and made a late pit stop to come back and win it. Let's meet Steve Grissom in victory lane. Here's Glenn.
Well, that's Kyle Grissom you're looking at there, and the way things look here, he's the big winner for today. Steve Grissom, great job there. Congratulations on a good win. You really like this place, don't you?
Well, I tell you, Hickory, we've always run pretty decent here, and today we thought we had something for qualifying, but we wound up there qualifying 24th, and from that we knew we had a good race car and knew we had something to race them with, and it was 300 laps is a long race here, so it just kind of buys you time and you know, work your way up. And I tell you, the guys' pit strategy today, it was super, and you know, I tell you, that call's what won the race for us.
Well, I was down in turn 4, coming off of turn 4 a lot during the race, and I saw your car. I saw you fighting that steering wheel. I see you grinning a little bit now. Looked like it had a tendency to get a little loose off 4.
Well, actually, what it was doing, Glenn, was pushing, getting, or in the middle of the corner, and we kind of having to crank over on it and trying to get wide open, and, you know, eventually the back end caught up with the front end. But, you know, we talked about making an adjustment there, and we decided, since we'd waited there with 100 laps to go to pit, that we'd leave the car alone. Leave what we practiced and what we knew, at least what we thought would work pretty decent, and you know, that call paid off for us, and here we are.
Look at how
well,
packed
again,
the bleachers
on
are.
a job well done. You own the track record here at Hickory. Now you've got a victory in the record book, so good day for Steve Grissom.
Man, I tell you, that's always wanted to win a race here at Hickory. Like you said, got the track record, and that means a lot. And to think all the guys that's raced here,
Track
and,
record.
to be able to win a race here at Hickory tickles us to death, and we're just glad to do this for Channel
So it was fast,
There's a big sign
2 years
behind
after
Steve Grissom,
paving.
birthplace of the NASCAR stars, and at least one in the making right here today. Let's show you our Hardee's race summary, brought to you by Hardee's. Are you ready for some real food?
All right, I'm going to skip again.
Look at the race leaders: Irvin, Craven, Ernie Irvin again, Mark Martin, Ricky Craven again. They trade.
Let's see if this one, this is another Hickory race, the second one.
Into a 162-point lead for the season championship. He's been close, sometimes too close, to his nearest pursuer, David
Second
Green.
Hickory race.
As they come today to Hickory, North Carolina for the final short track race and next to last event of the season, the heat is on.
That'll be good for a copyright strike with this song. They putting all these songs on, so I keep talking and talking and talking and talking so they don't get me.
TNN Motorsports, bringing you more Busch racing than all other networks combined, presents live the Pantry 500 from Hickory, North Carolina. It's a gorgeous day for racing here in the hills of North Carolina. It's a little more than 50 degrees, but a bright sun will keep these fans warm in their seats, and the heat is certainly on down on the racetrack. Just 2 races remain in this chase for the Busch Grand National Championship for 1993. We'll go trackside and meet the 2 drivers that are embroiled in this lockup for the championship, which could be settled today. Then again, maybe not. First, to the point leader. Here is Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, the heat's not on real high down here. Still pretty cold. Last April, Steve Grissom won the race here at Hickory. He likes this place. Today, he'd like to put a channel lock on that series championship. What's going through your mind, Steve?
Well, right now, we're just going to approach this race just like it was a race here in the spring, and that's we come here to win, and if not, we're going to try to finish as high as we possibly can.
Well, he starts deep in the pack just like he always does, so we're going to keep an eye on him coming toward the front, chasing the win and that championship, Mike.
Well, he'll be looking forward to David Green in the first part of this race, but their seasons have been remarkably similar, except for Grissom's 2 victories. You'll see that he's finished ahead of Green on 14 occasions. David's finished ahead of Steve 12 times this year. To lock up the championship today, Grissom must leave here with a 180-point lead. He has 162 ahead of Green right now, so he needs to expand that by 18 points to have everything locked up today. If he leaves here with a 143-point lead, all he needs to do is pull out on the pace lap to be the Busch Grand National champion. The man that's chasing him is lined up and ready to go. Glenn is with him.
Well, David Green sits here patiently waiting, and David, you've got Grissom behind you right now, but you really can't think about that, can you?
No, we can, Glenn. You know, the Slim Jim Chevrolets run awful good all weekend here at Hickory, and I'm going for that first win in 1993 and let Steve worry about what he needs to do, but hopefully we'll come down to the end and he'll still be behind me.
Is this the car that Bobby won in here last year?
Yeah, it is, and after qualifying, he wanted to trade with me. I said, oh, no, not today.
This car dominated this race last year. David Green might be tough today to get that first win, Mike.
Sure did, Glenn. It led more than 230 of the 300 laps last year. I'm joined by Neil Bonnet and Buddy Baker. And Neil, while the championship is foremost in our coverage today, there are a lot of fellas that need to do well here, and a lot of guys still looking for that first win of the season with only 2 races to go.
Mike, let me tell you, if you've had a good year, you're glad to see it wind down. But like a lot of these teams that haven't produced and won races, there's a lot of the top drivers on the circuit still needing that first win. A bunch of these teams have got the heat and the pressure on from their sponsors to win. This is a tough place to bear down and try to make something happen. You know, people like Robert Presley hadn't even said where he's going next year. So there's a lot of questions to be answered this week.
That's right. Robert said this morning he has a firm commitment for today. Buddy, if racing is a contact sport, there's probably no track we go to where you see that more than here at Hickory.
Well, Mike, you know that this is the epitome of short track racing right here. You have to force your way through a lot of tight spots during the day, still keep enough car for the finish there. It's going to be a rock'em sock'em throwback type of short track race, and everybody will really enjoy this one, I guarantee you.
You had a big win here.
Well, I did. I was driving for Harry Hyde here once, and I run out of tires, and I had to have new tires to win the race. So I spun the car going into 3. They threw the caution. I come in, got 4 tires under the caution, went on and won the race, so it's very special to me.
I don't think that'll happen today. Neil, I know you love the speeds at Daytona and Talladega, but short track bull ring racing like this has got to be a lot of fun.
Mike, it's the backbone of the sport. All these teams here started out on these short tracks. I came up here last Tuesday to do some testing, and I forgot how much fun it was to get on this size racetrack. Let me tell you, it's fun, but it's going to be brutal today. Force your way through, as Buddy said. That's the name of the game at this track. Survival is the key. The guy that wins it is going to have a beat-up race car, and it's going to be a little bit of work to do it.
Well, the fellow who won the pole here, this is such a track of surprises. Didn't win a pole all last year in Busch Series racing. Comes in here to make a guest appearance and sets a new track record. Glenn Jarrett's with him.
Well, and he's making this guest appearance in his older brother Terry's car. And what, you just didn't have anything else to do this weekend?
No, not really, I guess. You know, this is a good chance to come back to Hickory, and, you know, I like this place and run pretty good here before, so it's just a good opportunity.
Well, what I really want to know is, how do you get your brother to let you drive his car? My brother won't let me drive his.
I got to jump off the camera a minute and use the restroom and get a drink.
He loves this racetrack. He will run well here today.
And I'll be right back. I'm in the chat, though. I'm always watching the chat. If I got my camera off, I'm in the chat.
Captiva. The pictures stay in until you take them out. And by BF Goodrich TA Tire. When you're ready to get serious.
Okie dokie, I'm still here. I'm listening and watching. And I'm going to use the ladies' room, grab a drink.
Let's bring things up to date with this week's Haviland Update. 2 weeks ago at Rockingham, the AC Delco 200 was the 26th race of the Busch Grand National season. Ward Burton started on the pole alongside Mark Martin. Burton would lead the first 19 laps in car number 2, but on lap 20, Mark Martin put his Ford out front. His lead was short-lived. Joe Bessie's Pontiac, just 11 laps later, took over the lead. Number 2 point man David Green made only 58 laps before succumbing to engine problems, finishing 38 and dropping to 162 points behind Steve Grissom. Ricky Craven at number 99, who is now 3rd in the points, battled his New England neighbor Bessie. Craven would wind up 10th. Defending series champ Joe Nemechek continues to be luckless. Though he started 6th, he went out at lap 96, finishing 36th. After flip-flopping the lead, Martin's number 60 beats the rest of the crowd out of the pits to regain the lead on lap 142. Tracy Leslie in 72 and point leader Steve Grissom gave the crowd some good exciting racing, finishing 6th and 7th. Chuck Bound, the Martinsville winner, gets some help from his pit crew here, winds up 13th. When the checkered flag fell, Mark Martin had won his 7th race of the year and went to victory lane in every Busch race in which he's been running at the finish. Steve Grissom now 162 points ahead of David Green with 2 races to go. Ricky Craven 3rd, only 8 points ahead of Chuck Bound, and Bobby Daughter 5th. And now Sears Die-Hard battery with more power when you need it most presents the starting lineup for today's Pantry 500 at Hickory, North Carolina. Bobby Labonte, only his 2nd start of the season, but he is on the pole in his brother's Chevrolet. Dennis Setzer, the local track champ, makes an impressive 3rd start of the season. Johnny Benson Jr., the ASA champion, and David Green, the number 2 point man in row 2. Row 3, Ward Burton won 2 in a row early this year, and Chuck Bound, a winner at Martinsville. Row 4, Mike Wallace, who finished 4th at Bristol, and Robert Presley makes his 3rd start for Rick Mast. In row 5, Ricky Craven was 2nd here in the spring race, and Joe Nemechek, the 92 series champ. Roy Payne is the fastest of the rookies today, and Tommy Houston was 4th here in the spring. Ernie Irvin is driving Kenny Schrader's car to add to the excitement factor, and Johnny Rumley out of Winston-Salem. Pete Silva makes his 2nd Busch start of the season, and Dale Jarrett returns to his hometown racetrack. In row 9, Tracy Leslie, who won up in Indianapolis, and Steve Grissom trying to clinch the points title today. Bobby Daughter started from the pole last month in Charlotte, and Todd Bodine, a 3-time race winner this year, in row 10. Rookie Nathan Bucky makes his 17th start, and Jeff Burton, the Myrtle Beach winner, in row 11. In 12, former Busch champ Tommy Ellis makes a rare appearance, and the leading rookie candidate, Hermie Sadler, who won at Orange County. Local driver Kenny Gregg makes his 1st start, and Dave Resendiz, who finished 9th up at Bristol. Row 14, from the Goodies Dash Series, George Crenshaw and Jim Bound in the Charlie Henderson car. In row 15, the provisional starters, Tom Peck, who has 2 5th-place finishes this year, and Rodney Combs, who has big news for next season. A lot of cars were here that did not make the show instead of some of the series regulars. Here's a list of the cars that did not qualify. We'll be right back.
In the older days, you know, my father, the only tool he really knew was actually Craftsman tools, and they lasted a long time, and that's one reason.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Around. My father's passed
I couldn't
away
believe
since
that list. I had to run to the ladies' room.
box,
I couldn't believe the list. He
toolbox
didn't
at the ranch are still full of Craftsman.
1,600 Craftsman hand tools, made in America, guaranteed forever.
They've actually outlasted them. It looks like they're going to outlast me, too.
Only at Sears. This high performance
of 300 laps around this 3/8 mile. And we're under green. Bobby Labonte and Dennis Setzer fight for the lead out of turn 2. Setzer's not going to give it up without a fight here.
I'll be on this camera just a minute. Just gotta grab me a drink, put my headset on. I'll be right here.
Neil, they really have to walk the tight wire right at the first here. There's a lot of debris on the racetrack. You know, hadn't been run on since yesterday.
Well, I tell you, Setzer doesn't mind that outside lane, but he's working hard there. That'd go over good for these fans. He's a hometown boy from here.
Now he can close it off on Labonte as Kenny Gregg, the local Hickory driver, comes to the pit. And the hood will go up on his car. Laps tick off quickly here. And so far, there's not a fan in his seat. They're all standing up watching it here.
This is about as calm as it'll get. It's going to
right.
It's tough for the days over. These guys are going to try to get these cars sorted out. It's been cool all week. A little bit of rain yesterday.
Grissom deep in the pack.
Okay, very cool. I'll follow you. I didn't know you streamed, but I will follow you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Might have had a little help from from Bobby Dotter that time in the yellow 08 car.
Yeah, I think he got a little shot in the rear, turned him sideways up off that corner. Grissom kind of, you know, he's leading this points thing, but he usually digs him a hole to the start of the race by qualifying back in the pack, but he usually can overcome that.
This battle's back at 18th position. That's where Grissom is right
Yeah,
now.
I'm here.
You know, one thing they do here, they set their cars up to run right around the bottom when you start over.
I was grabbing some chips. I can eat on stream if you really want. I'll grab me some chips. But you have a great stream, and I hope we'll see you over there in a little bit.
You know, he rolled out of the throttle and it really separated everybody.
Ward Burton to the inside on the 74 car. Today, that's Johnny Benson Jr., the ASA champion. And Burton takes the spot. Here comes David Green. And Green moves up to 4th.
Boy, that's mean to get hung on the outside like that. He's losing position after you watch everybody just line up and pass him by.
Chuck Bound on the inside now for 5th place. And Rick Mass tries to get under Benson and about runs out, or rather, that's Robert Presley in Rick Mass' car, about runs out of room there.
Boy, David Green's getting real aggressive right here. He's wanting to get back around Ward Burton.
Remember, this is the car that led, I think, 237 laps last year with Bobby Labonte aboard, the car that David Green is driving right now, number 44.
He's far enough back in these points, he's going to have to make some things happen. He's going to have to run as hard a race as he can, and maybe Grissom get caught back in the pack today.
The Labonte car is running 2nd and 3rd right now to Dennis Setzer. And now there in the picture, Ward Burton and Chuck Bound. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Bobby Labonte looking for the lead once again. Going to keep Setzer up there on that high groove.
It looked like Setzer gave him that inside lane earlier in the race. He was able to work that outside. 59 car was able to take the lead out there. Some heat on those tires. That inside should be a little bit better now.
And Labonte has the lead. And it won't be another 5 or 6 laps, Neil, before they're into race traffic. Trouble in 4.
Dale Jarrett coming around off the 4th turn down the front straightaway.
Gets it turned around. No, can't believe no caution. There it is. Yellow flag.
It's going to have to be because he's headed the wrong direction. Nowhere to turn around.
Yeah, there was so much traffic it'd be impossible to get a break to get turned around under Green.
He's doing the right thing. He's headed down pit road, going to turn around on pit road.
And looks like he'll get out just in front of leader Bobby Labonte. We're live at Hickory Motor Speedway, and we'll be right back.
Happy birthday, Cousin Dave!
What's this?
We're here for your birthday party!
That's next week.
Oh, Ed. Does that mean there's no food?
There's a Wendy's nearby.
In that spin and just narrowly missed going 2 laps down. Let's show you the aftermath of what happened here to Dale Jarrett.
It looked like, I don't see any contact there. Neil noticed they put a lot of wedge in the car trying to tighten the back of the car up when he stopped just a second ago, and looked like he just lost control coming out of 4.
Yeah, it's easy to buzz those tires up off the corner. You use such a low gear.
Okay, we got a blimp replay here.
Top of the screen. Oh, yes.
A little contact there. We didn't have that. It looked like the car just behind him, Todd Bodine, might have just bumped him just a little bit. It don't take much here.
No, and the grill in Bodine's car is knocked back in, too, so it must have had to hit him going in the corner there.
I saw the damage on the front of Todd's car, so I went down to Dale Jarrett's pit, which is right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. I asked the crew chief if there was contact. He said, yes, indeed, there was. So in checking on my little brother, I found out what we couldn't see there, that he did get bumped by Todd.
Okay, thanks, Glenn. Let's show you the incident that did not bring out the caution earlier with Roy Payne.
Woo.
Ooh, had a lot of help from Ernie Irvin.
Turned on around and kept going. This is the reason we said it cut the field in half. When he spun, everybody else lifted and then just stacked them up.
We're back to green. Dale Jarrett trying to get back on the lead lap from Bobby Labonte. That won't happen.
No, he'll have to work hard to get by that car, so Labonte is really hooked up.
A couple of pit stops under caution for Jim Bound in the Food Country Olds. They were working under the hood. Bobby Labonte now has a pick between himself and Dennis Setzer.
Setzer's trying to do away with that right now. He's up under Dale Jarrett. Green Green's going to take the ride with him, go right on by.
Now, Setzer does not figure in the point standings. And in case you're wondering about next week at Atlanta, the car and the car number are what qualified for the race back in March. So even though Robert Presley drove that car in its qualifying lap, it will be Dennis Setzer in the seat next Saturday at Atlanta for the season finale.
There we see David Green all over the back of that 59 car of Setzer. This is about as aggressive we've seen him run all year long, Mike. I think he knows what he's got to do today.
Boy, that car is running really well around the bottom of the racetrack. He had to lift there for a slower car coming in. Jim Bound was pulling in the pits there.
Yeah, Bound's made several stops. They've been under the hood. Here's Green up under the 59, up off that corner. Oh, they get together.
David Green goes.
Oh, crap.
Caution is out.
Boy, now here's the key. He's got to
Swing.
get going before they lap him. He can't let Grissom get a lot of points on him. Sew it up today.
Well, he did get turned around and back underway there.
Contact sport. Yes, it is. Here it is again. There goes Bobby Labonte.
Now, they just barely touched there, but what a piece of driving by Dennis Setzer not to make it a two-car wreck on the inside of the racetrack.
We were talking about Green. That's about as aggressive we've seen him run all year long. He knows he's got to get up front. He's just trying really hard and just got in the edge of him and turned it around. Notice Nemechek's car went by with the grill knocked at it also.
Second caution of the day for a spin by the number 2 point man, David Green. Rock'em sock'em at Hickory. More after this.
So that means we're going to be pitting, I guess.
Next week on TNN Country News, Randy Travis and Larry Gatlin.
You got the 8 car coming down pit road as we're watching this lead. The 8 car coming in.
Baby Ruth Ford for Jeff Burton.
I'll be back on the camera in just a minute.
As Ricky Craven now on the outside of Steve Grissom. As they move up on Mike Wallace. Craven's on the outside now. Can that DuPont car do anything on the outside, or will he get freight trained?
Well, he's inching up there a little bit. He's holding his ground. That's an accomplishment. Mike Wallace got the left sides off the edge of the track a little bit. Give Craven that little bite he needed off the corner to get ahead of him. Looks like Craven liked that outside, buddy. He's jumping right back out there again.
Well, they keep testing the water because eventually when they start overlapping the lap cars, they're going to have to go out there whether they like it or not.
Here we're on Grissom's car. He sees a little opening on the inside of Mike Wallace. Here he's going to stick the nose up there. What's if the door closes? Oh! It closed.
Oh boy. That's another caution.
Up there in turn 1, Bobby Dotter is spun around.
Holy crap. I seen that. Oh my God.
And a lot of damage to Rodney Combs' car.
Rodney Combs' car is demolished. He might as well.
That's oil cooler because he just put oil all the way through the corner, spun out himself in his own oil.
And a lot of smoke out of Jeff Burton's car. That continues. They ought to run this race on Halloween because everybody climbs in the car like they've got a mask on and they're driving like somebody else. We'll be right back, I think.
Holy smokes, that's going to be a cleanup.
Red. Okay. Miles on a full tank.
A commitment in that corner at a certain speed, and with those 11-inch wide tires, they're doing all they can do, and it doesn't take, you could reach out with your hand and turn the guy around.
We'll be back to Hickory, North Carolina after this. Has a new deal for next season. He's going to drive the full Busch Grand National Series for Richard Petty. Black Flag insect repellent and French's Mustard will be the sponsor. This is the show car, and it's got one sponsor on each side.
And that's a pretty special car because that's got the King's number on it.
Right. Even though no one uses 43 in Winston Cup, this is the number Rodney Combs will run next year in the Busch Series. Now, it won't be painted like that. It will either be the French's car or the Black Flag car. They'll change it from track to track.
I certainly hope so.
You could change the lead up each straightaway as you took a look at the other side.
James Hilton once came to a Winston Cup race with a car that was painted gut green on one side, and it was some strange shade of red on the other. It was neat because it was like Kawasaki green on one side, and it was the other color sponsor on the other side, and they told him they didn't like that, and he repainted it for the next race. Here's one of Hickory's hometown heroes. Morgan, look over here.
Hey, Morgan.
Morgan. Morgan Shepherd's here. He was debuting his new Busch ride for 1994. Hopefully we'll get a chance
When
to
people
show you
are holding a
that.
drink like that, they're freaking cold.
We didn't wear those kind of hats.
It used to be the coffee.
Morgan's a big race fan. He just bought him a ticket, came in the grandstands.
Yeah. Here's your Napa Field standing update. Napa, we keep America running. Shows where your favorite driver was at 50 laps. And Morgan was here yesterday signing autographs, and today with a ticket walked into the grandstand with his blanket and his cooler, and he's out there playing race band.
Only way to do it.
That's it.
We were running 6th, but I think that he got his nose dinged in that last skirmish.
Prepared and back out on the track. A lot of speedy dry down on pit road as well from those incidents. I can't tell if Joe Nemechek got hit again or if that's all still damage from the first 3 bump and runs that he was in.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's about the way his car looked when he won the race here, so he's getting in form.
That's right. That's right.
He won the points, not the race,
but
yeah.
It looked a lot worse, but we got a long way to go yet.
Okay, let me fast forward. This is a bunch of track cleanup.
You can see the front of it. It's really beat up.
8 top 5s, 10 top 10s, but his last win was August 93 at New Hampshire, where he beat Dale Earnhardt.
That'd be hard to see over there.
Got the grill area knocked out of it, but it's a cool day today, so all he's doing is getting more air in than he wants right now.
1 lap will go green. There are 54 laps completed.
Okay, 1 lap.
The Blockbuster Video Blimp for providing TNN with these aerial shots of the Pantry 500. You can see, especially that back straightaway, how Neil, I've got to agree with you, it does look more like the back curve instead of the back straightaway.
Mike, you run a pattern up off that corner from the inside the track, right out, touch the wall, right back to the inside. So it's a good little racetrack to get around. They did a good job when they resurfaced the thing. It's nice now.
I've never heard of
finally
green
green
before.
Come on.
One end of the racetrack.
You have to apex it.
Yeah. That's it. All right, let's go green here at lap 55 of 300. Dale Jarrett trying to get one of his 2 laps back, or he is 1 lap down, not quite 2. As a result of his spin, Bobby Labonte and Dennis Setzer are going to distance him.
Mike, there's a good bit of oil dry on the track. I think that's one thing that made Jarrett a little lieutenant going in on that outside.
Toward the back of the back top, Bodine got a great restart, went past 4 cars. Presley lined up right behind Chuck Bound, right side of your screen. Dale Jarrett slipping back in that high groove. And it's Bound, Presley, and Mike Wallace trying to advance.
What did Presley say before today? He's got a ride for today that he knows about?
Firm commitment.
Firm commitment for today.
I cannot believe, driving Rick Matt's Skoll car, the 0 today. I cannot believe, of all the available drivers in Winston Cup and Busch Racing, that this man is without a ride for next season.
Oh, he'll definitely find a home.
Now in 95, he'll replace Harry Gant in Leo Jackson's Winston Cup car, but for 94, he has nothing planned right now.
Well, to be truthful, that finding a home left him without a home.
Yes.
Once he made that announcement that he was going to the Skoll Racing team in 95, they released him from this team to go ahead and start working with Setzer. So that move into Winston Cup cost him this ride.
Trouble in 1. Oh, that's smoke from Jeff Burton again.
That car is really smoking bad. They'll black flag him before too long, I'm sure, because it is throwing up the smoke going in the corner.
He's at the top of your screen. Baby Ruth Ford is in trouble almost from the onset. Smoke out of that right front corner.
Well, you know, we heard Glenn say it's coming out the breathers. Turn these motors, pull almost a 650 or 700 gear ratio on this racetrack. Between 650 and 700. Turn these things about 85, 8600. It slings some oil out of it.
And he is getting black flag by NASCAR now. From the in-car, you see these cars in the corner, they look to dart around an inch. They are just right on the edge of control. That's why just one tiny little tap can send the car spinning, because it's almost spinning without any contact.
We saw as he went by, Jeff Burton is on the outside. He receives the black flag, like you said, but he can't get in. He's caught in that outside lane. There he goes. He's to the inside. He'll be able to come down pit road this time. But took him a lap to get worked over the inside of the racetrack.
Burton comes to pit road again for further service, and the race goes on without him.
You see Dennis Setzer moving back in like he might have something for Bobby Labonte now. He cooled his tires, and he's making another run now.
Presley, Chuck Bound.
I think Presley's probably run 1 million miles up here.
And here's Steve Grissom. He's been trying to move past Mike Wallace on the outside, and you can see Wallace didn't care for that move.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You got to think Mike Wallace spun a while ago. He was running about 5th. He was in that spin, and I'm telling you, he's coming up through the pack. His car's run good today.
Got past Grissom and got past Bobby Dotter. See the tape on the right side of Dotter's car as Grissom and Dotter get together.
That cable right there is just an antenna cable or one of the radio things flopping back and forth inside the car.
That and the sheet metal.
Yeah, it's kind of rattling it around a little bit.
That's Johnny Rumley in the 00 looking like Sam Ard in days of old.
Now here's Grissom.
I'm back.
Back with Mike Wallace. They had contact a while ago when they passed. Here they are getting back together again.
Tell you what, they must have made a little contact before they run into each other, but he really whacked him a while ago when he started by on the outside.
Grissom is 12. Moving up on Johnny Rumley ahead, and there's Mike Wallace. Grissom goes past Wallace. Here's Tracy Leslie, the red car on the left of your screen. Back to turn 1.
Well, Grissom's car is getting a bit right up off the corner. He pulled him about 3 car lengths right up out of the corner then.
Grissom won here in February, or March rather, in the spring race.
I've always thought he ought to qualify running with somebody in front of him. He races like crazy, but he qualifies terrible.
Here's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Top of your screen, hometown hero Tommy Houston in the Ford. And back up front, it looked for a moment as if Setzer would take the lead from Bobby Labonte.
That little play we were talking about before, Presley drove this 59 car, was released from that. Now he's in
For a little bit of fun.
in between him and that 59. I promise you, Presley would like to have the opportunity to get up there and race with his old car.
Bobby Labonte, who led almost this entire race here last year.
Man, Presley, I'm telling you right now, that Setzer car is getting down in the corner about as well as I've ever seen a car run here. Watch him close in going in this next corner.
I don't think my song request is
Pete
on.
Silva, who came back out onto the track.
I have
after
to
being
look
involved in
into that.
accident, has been black
I think I
flag.
tried it and it was like skipping the computer pretty bad.
Cars are just
So I have to
quarter of a
check on
straightaway
that.
to getting into some tremendous traffic. I'm not talking about single file traffic, but 2 abreast. You see them come off the corner. Look at that pack in front of them. Just a lap or 2, and it's going to be a big mess.
A lot of smoke a moment ago. Looked like Todd Bodine's car coming out of turn 2 as if he got into something.
Uh-oh.
Got into the wall. And David Green, who was involved in that last spin, is way back in the pack. He's about 22nd place. And there's Bodine.
You crashed your dragon.
There's not a lot of room between those cars.
Now, you know, Todd just bounced it off the wall. It might have helped things. He just went around Grissom.
Sometimes. Sometimes it does. So now Grissom is well ahead of David Green in this race. Race leader Bobby Labonte now getting into traffic. And
Tire
14,
squeals.
He's about to lap the car that
You
he
can hear
owns,
him a little
fighting
bit.
for the championship, David Green.
He's about to lap him, but he's got some more work ahead of him before he does. There's Green getting pinned out on the outside at 27.
Well, Green, after that spin, that car just did not work well. As you can see, he is going a lap down.
Green flag pit stops?
Well, he's already a couple laps down after the spin and all.
Oh.
Back up front, there's Bobby Labonte. Just going around Johnny Benson Jr., who ran well at the start of the day.
Bobby's flying.
Joe Nemechek's back in the pits.
Uh-oh. Back in the pits.
Runners, but Steve Grissom, now among the point chasers, has the lead lap to himself.
You know, they call Terry Labonte the Iceman. I believe Bobby Labonte may have a little secret on this racetrack. He won here last year, and he's just making it look so easy right now.
Yeah, they joked before the race that he'd like to have the car he won with last year. Looks like he's getting the job done in this one right here. A lot of times, driver brings an edge to a racetrack. Looks like Labonte has it here.
Skip ahead again.
So many underhood problems. Ooh, trouble with the leader and Hermie Sadler. Labonte gets back on track, grabs
Saved
the
it.
gear. I'm not sure who they'll call as the leader for the lineup on the restart. start.
Looks like the 6 car.
6 car will be the leader. Presley in second.
Labonte was the leader. He
Double
was
zero might be
underneath
Sam
Tommy
Ard.
Sadler, who goes just barely a lap down, almost 2. And the 2 smacked together pretty well.
This is not the damage. We'll get a shot as he comes around the right side. It's really been tore up as he went under. Sadler got together.
Tommy Houston is the leader. Hermie's younger brother Elliott won his first ever late model stock car race, what, last night, buddy?
Oh, yeah, and I'm real proud of him for that. And we would take our hats off to him.
Look at the right side of this 14 car when he turns in. A lot of scrubbing up and down the side of that car. They really tangled going down in that corner.
Yeah, that wasn't gentle. Let's show you what happened down here in turn 1.
They're going down there, they're racing, getting down in turn 1. Labonte's on the inside. Looked like Sadler. Oh, I'll tell you what, that car coming out of the pits there, buddy.
That's it.
I think the 14 of Labonte thought he was coming on out, moved over a little bit, along with Hermie coming together, and it's just a combination deal. They tagged each other going in that corner.
Not the first time we've had that situation here with a car trying to get out from the pits.
A couple of years ago, we had the same thing happen there with Spencer.
Joe's car's got problems. They're in and out all the time. They're that Dentine car.
Nemechek's thrown. Pulls out.
Well, it looked like an air hose hung on the back of his car for just a minute. He's got a piece of sheet metal hanging back, but it came off.
Ward Burton makes a pit stop. Tracy Leslie. Ernie Irvin is still on pit road. Bobby Labonte is in. They're going to change right sides. Tom Peck, Bobby Dotter, all making pit stops.
Not only have they changed the tires there, they're taking this time to get their sheet metal off the tires good there. Good thing about that wreck, it looked like it hit where it wouldn't be a major problem to the 14 car.
Boy, you're right, buddy. And they're going for 4 tires.
So with virtually everybody on pit road, we will take this break from Hickory, North Carolina, and we'll be right back.
Wednesday, the legendary.
I'm looking forward to taking a cruise in January, and you can too by entering Miller Genuine Drafts Easy Street to the Caribbean Sweepstakes.
Car number 6. In Houston's car, the clutches come out of it.
Well, one nice thing about that, you run a 700 gear here, so high gear is kind of like low gear. You don't really lose that much.
One of those laps back. He's all over the back of Labonte.
Give a call to Nathan Bucky, the rookie from Randleman, North Carolina, is in 5th place here on the lead lap, just behind Ward Burton. David Green continues to struggle.
You just can't get a bite in that car. It's all over the racetrack.
No, first of the day, it was one of the fastest 3 cars here, but it's going to be a long afternoon for number 2 point man. And the way they're running right now, Grissom would lock up the championship today.
Yeah, as I said, what even make it longer? Grissom sitting in 3rd place. Excuse me, 2nd place right now.
There's Tommy Houston dipping underneath David Green, who is.
I think it's starting to rain again. It's rained off and on all night. This was supposed to be some pretty severe weather from here up to the Ohio Valley. So be safe, guys. Lots of thunderstorms. I was listening. I was thinking I was hearing the rain again.
Steve Grissom in 2nd. Todd Bodine is 3rd. Ward Burton is 4th. Johnny Rumley's among that group. So is Nathan Butke, Tracy Leslie, Ricky Craven, Chuck Bound, Tommy Houston are all on the lead lap.
You see Dennis Setzer's car starting to drop back just a little bit. He's got a little bit of a loose condition just up off the corner. You watch it here, it'll jump out sideways right about there.
Yeah, but he's been spinning the tires about the last 6 or 8 laps up off that corner. And as he continues to do that, he's going to see that 14 inch away from him.
Battle is for 4th place. Ricky Craven moving underneath Ward Burton. Puts them 4th behind Labonte, Grissom, and Bodine. So now the top 4 drivers in this race, 3 of them have the victory lane this season. Labonte, the leader, of course, this only his 2nd start. He has not.
Craven looks like his car's quick enough to possibly pass the 34. He just can't get a line on it. picked up radio transmission. They're saying Setzer in the 59 car has a right front tire going down. We'll just have to see what they do with that.
A break at his home track. Here is Grissom. Todd Bodine looking for second place. Craven trying to follow him up through into third. From Grissom's car.
If the right front tire is going flat on that car, tighten it up momentarily till it gets down to a certain point, and then it goes straight up towards the wall with it.
Yeah, what he's got to be concerned with is blowing that tire out. They were always Grissom right along with him.
Yeah, he just surrendered second to Bodine and third to Craven.
Oh, the sound. I don't know if y'all are aware. This is 6 cylinders with 180 headers. These are Buick and Chevy Ford V6s. That's why they sound like bumblebees.
Ricky Craven of the DuPont car looking for his first win. Todd Bodine has 2 wins this season.
There's Craven getting up under him. Bodine gave him that inside. Craven's going to take it. Ooh, see him wrestling that steering wheel around.
Took a big handful out of it there in turn 4.
Little track will put you to work.
He is one hungry little race driver. Looking for that first Busch win. Has had a couple of chances to get it. You've seen live here on TNN over the last 2 seasons. Maybe today.
Just as you say, Michael, a lot of the TNN races, we've seen him right there with an opportunity to win. Something crazy happened.
He's won a couple of Busch North races, one up at New Hampshire in October of '91, but not down south.
You know, Mike, every time I see Ricky Craven, I think of Pete Hamilton. They both have the same demeanor. They run a race car very much the same, and the talent is really there.
Craven from up in Maine. Pete Hamilton was from Dedham, Massachusetts. Won the Daytona 500 with the Petties in 1970.
Well, Green's got big problems. We see the 44 car just out on the outside, really just kind of riding right now. He's having a lot of trouble.
Hickory, North Carolina. The Newburgh, Maine driver last led at Orange County in October, looking for his first Busch Series win. Bobby Labonte has blown the engine in his car after leading more than half the laps in this race, 153 laps led. Bobby Labonte goes to the garage. He's the 7th car out of the race.
I like to do a little bit of a condensed version of the races. Kind of skip through when I'm researching this stuff. I try not to miss some of the commentary because you learn a lot of stuff that I had forgot or that might be pertinent in the book or whatever.
Neil, when you're a young driver looking for your first win, you got to say, get me to the front, and then I'll worry about what I got left when I get there.
Well, look in the mirror and worry. Here's the 34.
That's it.
And just behind that 34, about a straightaway back, folks, you don't see him right now, but he'll be up the 6th car. He's coming right on up. He's in the same straightaway with the lead car now.
Tommy Houston will be there.
Craven worked so hard, you know, getting around Labonte before he had the problem. He might have used a lot of that race car, but now he's still got the.
Jump to here. Todd Bodine's leading.
Next week on TNN Country News, Randy Travis and Larry Gatlin team up for a new movie. Plus, Patty Loveless parties for precious metal.
TNN Country News, weeknights.
Behind them, Craven is 5th. Rather, Bodine is now back behind Craven. That was David Green. So rumbling continues to move up. He's the 2nd place car with Chuck Bound now closing on the outside. That'll be 2nd and 3rd. Rumbling and Bound.
I think somebody had a good race. That's Tommy Houston. We were talking earlier. He was 5th on that restart. Houston has stayed that lead lap all the way. There's a 6th car slid out there. Dale Jarrett's getting a lap back again.
Meanwhile, the battle for 2nd here. And there's Houston. He lost a lap. There's the gap back to 2nd place. Johnny Rumley in 00. Now, Chuck Bound had caught him, but now they've come up.
I'm glad he mentioned that was Johnny Rumley. I was thinking it was Sam Ard, but I might be a few years in the previous. That's an older name.
Ricky Craven and Todd Bodine. Craven 4th, Bodine 5th, Tommy Ellis in 6th.
Mike, we've got 50 laps to go. That's not a piece of cake to go that far with tires that are used up. These guys are going to have to do some tiptoeing. And probably going to see, boy, we're talking about, we're going to probably see some slide. We're seeing it all over the racetrack right now.
7th, the last car on the lead lap. Neil is Nathan Buckey, the rookie.
See Rumley underneath there. He's really got to be careful. He has to tiptoe on old tires, especially his cars on the outside. If they come down the racetrack, he don't have the tires to really avoid them.
7 cars on the lead lap. Wow. Jump.
Mike Wallace and David Green. Probably worked
down on the
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right there.
Tommy Houston leading. Point leader Steve Grissom. 2
That's
laps
cool.
off the pace, and number 2 point man David Green is 7 laps back. And we'll
How
be
about
right
that
back
for
to Hickory.
Tommy? Now they got commercials.
Hey, I like to save money as much as the next guy.
Found Tommy Ellis in 05.
Okay, so like
And Ricky Craven, and I believe
26
Nathan
laps
Bucky
to go.
in 66 is also, he is still on
Or
the lead
25.
Tommy Ellis is really running a good race. He's still right there in the hunt for this thing.
My back gets stiff sitting here.
Bucky is 1 lap down, excuse me, but he would be, he or Tracy Leslie would be the 6th place car.
They put the caution back out. They're not sure about this lineup. We had a bunch of cars shuffling around and calling their own position, so they put it back out.
I think it's Dale Jarrett up there. He was on the inside
Stretch
line.
out my shoulders. They're getting tired.
Bobby Dotter is 7th in this race, 1 lap down behind Bucky. Dotter's now up to 5th in the points, his best placing ever in the Busch Series. 1 race to go in this series. Next Saturday, Slick 5300 at Atlanta. No live TV. TNN would like to be there to bring it to you, but we're not able to. Contractual conflicts, and we're not allowed to be there, but you'll have to go and buy a ticket and get a good seat. Because it'll be a barn burner at Atlanta next Saturday. I'm going to get me a seat.
You know, actually, TV is ruining NASCAR. That's another opinion.
I think he's pointing to oil over on turn 1 and 2.
They were the greatest thing for it to expand, and then it was like they took it away. They started preempting the finishes, throwing you over to ESPN2.
Slick 50 Sprint Car World Series begins
Yeah.
Sunday, 6 p.m. live.
A lot of stuff's changed. A lot of NASCAR stuff changed. And we go green. Houston's leading. That's really cool. Cars on the outside are a lap down.
See, there's Houston outside. He opens that door.
Rumley gets down there.
And you're going to see a guy work that outside lane as hard as you can.
Houston went in there so hard, I don't believe he came off turn 4.
Well, he did make it. Like you said, Neil, he's giving him all that inside, but he's not giving him the lead right now.
If he can make Rumley run that inside for 3 or 4 laps, he'll heat him up. But if that 00 ever clears him, he's going to be gone.
20 laps to go.
And he made the pass.
Don't count out Chuck Bound either. He's moved into 3rd there and making a move on Houston right at the moment.
Bound gets on the bottom in his Pontiac. And they almost touch off 4.
They almost touch the point this
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, I guarantee you Rumley hopes they run like that the rest of the race.
Now, I tell you what, if we'd have took a vote for the race and said Rumley's got a shot to win this thing, you're talking about a dark horse winning a Busch race. Excellent little driver, a lot of talent. He's got going his way right now.
I know right now in the TNN truck, there's somebody looking through the trash barrel because they pulled Rumley in the pool and might have tossed it away.
Boy, Houston's backpedaling in a hurry here. He's moved all the way back in.
Little horse race betting reference. It was a joke.
But nothing is ever certain in short track racing.
Mike Joy was the pit commentator when I was a kid at Stafford Motor Speedway. That's where he got one of his early gigs.
That's eternity.
That's a half of the curve down the back straightaway, best I can tell.
Yeah, right.
Anybody from Western Salem that ever run Bowman Gray Stadium can certainly get around Hickory, because that's one of the toughest to keep tires on there.
Bowman Gray is very flat. Well, y'all saw they ran the clash
Now
there.
that he's got that lead, he's able to feed that car up off the corner. He's running a different line. He's just really taking care of the tires. If he can nurse that thing alone without the tire going away on him, he's going to be in good shape.
And you see Jeff Burton almost getting underneath Chuck Bound. That's not for position. Burton's many laps down, but Bound's car's giving up on it.
I think you're all right. Oh,
Dale Jarrett.
I heard squealing.
Control coming out of the corner there.
Okay.
He did lose cruise control. They just came back. I was reading the other number on the other side.
He has more laps on this racetrack than almost anybody in this field.
Those are those like sixth sense I get when I'm at a racetrack. I'm so used to watching from the pit area that it's more on my sense of sound and the rhythm. You can hear when someone loses grip, or you can almost hear a caution start.
Yeah, Bound's gained on what he's got to contend with. He's got the 8 car behind him several laps down.
It's kind of cool.
Working on his back bumper. He needs a clean racetrack to work with. He's cutting into that lead of runners.
He is, but I wonder if he's cutting it soon enough.
I'm gonna cut it.
2 to go.
2 to go. Nothing changed and no cautions. Johnny Rumley's gonna get a win here. Hell yeah. I'm always an underdog rooter.
Salem, North Carolina. Bob Hicks owns the car. Donnie Stoker's the crew chief on the Big Dog Cole Oldsmobile.
He's the big dog today.
You bet. You can't run with a big dog, stay on the porch. And Johnny Rumley takes the checkered flag.
What a Cinderella story that
Just
is.
about everybody here, and Steve Grissom comes across to clinch the Busch Grand National Series Championship.
Gee, Steve Grissom's got the championship that year.
Riding along with Steve
Let's
Grissom,
go to the
who's the new champion. We'll talk to Rumley and Grissom when we come back. Right after this.
Rumley interview.
Maybe tomorrow I will. And we beat a lot of good cars, and you know, I'd like to thank Ronnie Hopkins. He built the car.
There you go.
Greens, Big Dog Cole for a sponsor. And I tell you, Donnie Stoker, crew chief, he's usually here. He wasn't here today. He had to go to church to dedicate a memorial to his dad. QW he used to help us a lot. And I like to dedicate this race to Q. He really meant a lot to me. And he passed away about 2 months ago. So if him and my dad's watching, I hope we're happy.
Well, Johnny, congratulations again on a great job. You're right, you did beat a lot of good cars, and I don't know, this guy seems like he's won a race or two before somewhere. He handled himself pretty well in victory lane, Mike.
I think you're right, Glenn. He did a great job here today and surprised everybody in Busch Grand National Racing by beating Chuck Bound, Tommy Houston, who had this race won until the last caution, Ricky Craven, and Tommy Ellis. Lining up sixth was Bobby Dotter. That'll probably cement his fifth place point standing. Great run for the
Alrighty, so
rookie
I'll
Nathan
do
Bucky. Seventh, his
90.
best effort of the year. Dale Jarrett
For
spun early but fought his way
tomorrow.
back up to 8th.
I'm
Steve
gonna
Grissom, the
rage
new
y'all
Busch
out.
champion, finishes 9th. Tom
We'll
Bodine is
see
10th.
who's
11th is
that.
Dennis Setzer. 12th is Ward Burton. 13th, leading rookie in the Penrose Challenge, Hermie Sadler. Mike Wallace, 14th. Tracy Leslie, 15th. And number 2 point man David Green finished in the 16th position, just ahead of Tom Peck. He needed to finish ahead of Grissom to send the championship chase to Atlanta. Sears Craftsman, a line of 1,600 hand tools made in America and guaranteed forever, presents this update on the Busch Series point standings. Steve Grissom is now 185 points ahead of David Green. Chuck Bound, another 46 points back. Ricky Craven, just 2 points behind Bound. That third place is going to be a dogfight. Bobby Dotter is 5th in the point standings. Defending champ Joe Nemechek, Todd Bodine, Robert Presley, Tracy Leslie, and Hermie Sadler, the top 10. Glenn?
Well, the new Busch Grand National champion is standing next to me, and congratulations, Steve Grissom.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
A little rough out there today, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I tell you, it wasn't really the way we wanted to end up today, but the car was pretty good there at the start, and when we come in under caution, we was going to try to make it a little bit better, and
Y'all like this
made a change
guy.
adjustment. It hurt us, and then after we got back under green there, it was a deal wasn't going to do nothing but go backwards, and we talked about coming in and putting on 4 tires, and so we chose to do that and see if we couldn't make a finish out of it. But hey, these guys worked hard, and hey, we're just glad to be here.
Okay, congratulations, Steve. Mike?
Oh, for sure.
The Grissom's the champion. Buddy Neal, can't tell you how much fun we've had on and off the year this season in Busch. Winston Cup Racing.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Upon us.
I'll see you later. Bye, love. Peace, peace. Be nice to each other.
I don't think our truck is very healthy. TK.
Oh, shit. I frickin' did something wrong. Okay. There we go. Peace out. Bye.